It's Friday. And Friday means I am not alone.
Oh wait, Dad still turned up, so sorry.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know how the green room
the creator
works.
of Mob Psycho, the author one who did One Punch Man as well, like his art is very kind of sketchy and amateurish in a lot of ways. And are we?
I think we're live.
Hi everybody, it's me, it's Thades and Gaberaham, who had a very important story to tell. And we got Grawb and Quinn. It's totally normal. This is you were info-dumping. That's off topic. That's not so bad.
It's normal.
It's fine.
We're fine.
It's under control.
It's fine. We're normal. You're normal.
So the future of the stream is at some point I'm going to spend entirely too much money on that stupidly magical device from Rode, the podcaster 2, after they add some more virtual devices. I'm sure Michael knows the exact thing I'm talking about. Once they add some more virtual devices to it, it will let me set a whole bunch of stuff up, which means I will be able to send my collaborators a reduced volume music during the opener so I don't deafen them. And then when I start talking, they'll know, oh, it's time to start. But right now I don't have any tech like that. So they turn me down in Discord, and they have to be able to pick into it that I've started talking. And sometimes.
What was that, Thades? Can you speak up? Sorry, that was a dumb joke.
It was a good one.
Thades, I would never turn you down, except on Discord.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Never going to give you up. Never gonna turn you down.
God, I wish I could use that fucking song. I love that's the best song, right? He says as he scrambles to put background music on. The one thing I forgot, it's not on my checklist.
Richard Rollington.
Of course.
Yeah, that's exactly. The
or as he's commonly known, Dick Roll, right?
Dick Roll. It just makes me think
I didn't
of, like,
know
a
this
sausage
is
roll.
what. I didn't know this was common.
Thank you, Z. Oh, Quinn's hair. You didn't mean my hair or Gabe's hair or
Dad, your hair is
Grawb's hair.
cool. Gabe's hair is cool. Michael's hair is also cool. You all got cool hair.
Thanks, Quinn.
Z and Mai's hairs are going to be cool as soon as we can get them dyed. Z jumped ahead of me. Like, for those of us
Gabe,
who
you
didn't
just have
know,
to change the color on your PNG. What are you talking about? You can do it right now.
one does not do that simply.
That's true.
Before we get
Z
started,
and I
with
promised. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I want you to be able to share your thoughts. I guess before we do that, it's important. I want to appreciate Lost calling out Gaberaham Lincoln's really deliberate and obvious misinformation campaign by clearing the chat at the top and then saying first, which is really interesting, isn't it, everybody? There's a chat cleared for non-moderators, and then there's a Gaberaham first.
I can
no,
I have it. I wrote it first before, and then Thades cleared it. And then I wrote it again.
That's not what Lost observed.
I can see everything. I can screenshot.
Great. Thank you for the follow, friend. No, we're just trying to clear up some misunderstandings.
I'm innocent.
Gabe, you're a floating green leaf man in front of an ethereal void with 42069 underneath. I know you know how to use Photoshop. I'm not trusting any picture that you send us.
I don't know. This is who I am. This is a live video.
From where?
Where indeed?
You know that location where they took the photo of the classic Microsoft Windows background?
Of course.
I'm there, except it's distorted in the void. That's actually the image that I turned into the background.
Got it. It's the least weird thing we'll talk about tonight, I'm sure.
Going crazy here.
But I was #1 is all I'm going to say.
So the last time we all met and talked about different things, Michael volunteered to go, I think, second and made a poop joke. And then I thought that was his whole thing. And then we made him wait until the very end to go. So I thought tonight, why don't we let Michael go first? So
Michael, we're going to see the channel on YouTube.
Michael.
Hey, I don't know which one I want to talk about.
If you need a second, that's also okay. I get that, though. I had a whole bunch.
I would like to go. I have a lot of channels in mind.
we could also just take turns if you want. We just go one off, because I mean I have like I came with a bunch and figured I'd do one or two, but who knows? Like sometimes we may cover everything. But if you don't want to go first,
Quinn, are you okay?
Sorry, I'm upset.
You're upset.
It's a whole different thing.
Oh my god.
So I've just learned that I was trying to shout our wonderful friend Roasty out because Roasty is such a wonderful being, but Grawb, stop it.
Funny. Sorry.
It's okay. It just got me. I saw the thing that said I didn't know like shout outs, the little new shout out button can be only done like one at a time apparently, which I didn't know. Good to know that like previously like exclamation SO you can do that for however much time you want, but like the new little thing Twitch has doesn't. And it said please wait a minute and try again. So I waited a minute and I pushed it and it did the same thing. Not salty, we're fine.
Just in the middle of conversation, I just see you go.
Oh, interesting.
So that was the reaction.
Sorry, are we boring you, Quinn?
Wow. So
I'm
rude.
so sorry. I halfway also thought I was muted for a second and realized I wasn't, so I'm gonna back away slowly.
What's the
Quinnvincible,
cooldown on
more
it?
like Quindignant.
Oh my god. Hey, that's another spin-off channel.
The Quindignity.
That's so interesting that so it didn't even
Right?
tell. So it must whisper you. So I set it up. I didn't realize there was a cooldown, and so right now my bot will issue the /shoutout command, and so
Yeah,
it will
1
splash it on my screen. But if it's on cooldown, I guess the bot gets whispered. But we don't see that.
No,
'cause-
no.
Interesting.
Yeah, the bot gets whispered.
What is it?
Interesting.
It's just 1 minute, right?
Yes.
It says only one shout-out can be active at a time. Please wait a minute and try again.
That's not gonna fucking work.
Oh, that's not 1 minute. That's wait a minute. What does
Wait
it
a
mean by
minute.
active?
Right, it's
No
like in
idea.
chat. It's very strange. Creativia, welcome into Winterland channel. It's nice to
Oh,
meet you.
Creativita, hi.
Creativita, is that it?
Creativia.
Or it's that and I've been wrong this whole time. Please tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, y'all look. I'm gonna switch out of Canadian mode so you can all actually see the severity in my face and voice here. Look, if Quinn mispronounces your name, it's okay to tell Quinn he's wrong. And so that
Please tell
Quinn
me
will
I'm wrong.
pronounce your name. We've
No,
had
if-
multiple instances in this community now over the past 2 years where we find out months later, no, my name was actually pronounced this other way. But and Quinn has always said this, and they'll say, yeah.
No!
Yeah.
The rule is that if Quinn mispronounces your name, that is your new name.
The problem is that everyone thinks it's
No.
Quinn's decision. I don't know who gave him that idea.
It's like Quinn reflexively thinks that
I brought it
everything on
back.
Lady's stream is his decision, and I don't know why.
I don't control my brand or my show or anything. I mean, I actually tried to get Michael to go first, and it didn't
We're
work.
sweating.
It's like I don't understand.
I've been thinking about it all week, and I don't know who I would want to talk about first. I consume a lot of YouTube content.
Me too. It was hard for me
really
to boil it down. Like
love a lot of
I-
YouTube channels.
I know exactly what I want to talk about, but I also did multiple channels.
You know exactly who you want to talk about?
how about
Yes.
How about Gabe? Why don't you go with one channel first? It doesn't have to be your favorite, just a
Let's go,
favorite, one
Gabe.
you really
Well,
like.
I will say the three that I wanted to mention are the same trend and theme, which is a thing. So I was thinking of talking about them together.
Minecraft prank channels.
Minecraft reaction channels. Like, I could do all three if you want me to lock and load, or I can, like, split it out a little bit, and we can, like, revisit the theme and have echoes of it.
Let's try that one.
Okay, so the theme that I wanted to bring out, because there's a lot of YouTube content out there that exists, surprise, surprise, and there's a lot of different kinds of content that becomes favorite content. There's comfort channels, there's educational channels, there's like so many different kinds of things in entertainment. And one category that I really love that I don't think gets nearly enough attention, that's a little difficult sometimes to recommend because there isn't necessarily a lot of content per channel within it, is the world of indie animation. And there are a lot of YouTube channels that are specifically like people putting out full animated content on an individual level. You don't get a whole lot of updates necessarily because doing animation as one person, and even like one person managing a small team, is really fucking difficult. But you can find some people out there who are either like student animators who put their work on YouTube, or people who have some sustainable like groups of that. So I've got like 3 channels within that theme that I wanted to kind of like talk about. And, you know, I had one order for them if I was going to do them all at once. I'm going to go with the most popular one now, and then I'm going to sprinkle in my personal favorites of them. I'm going to build up. We're starting at rank 3. We're going to rank 1 for what I want to talk about. So the first YouTube channel I want to talk about, this one some of you might know. WORTHIKIDS, Worthy Kids. So Worthy Kids got known a little bit early on because he did these sort of animated adaptations of just like some Adult Swim things like Steve Brule and Eric Andre. And then he went on and released his own series, which is Big Top Burger, which is about a strange food truck run by clowns. And his animation style, I love his 2D animation style.
This
He
is
takes
amazing.
a lot of
Heck yeah.
strong influence from Rankin Bass. And you could see some videos are 3D, like the Rankin Bass kind of like Christmas special, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer style. And then some are more of these 2D things. Big Top Burgers in this like 2D style. I love the energy of his character poses and voices. Just like a very interesting perspective. His sense of humor is just very unique, and I don't know how to describe Big Top Burger. Like, the leader of the group is like a magical clown man, and nobody else is. Everyone else is just a worker and just trying to run
Oh.
a food truck. But they also have a rival food truck that's a bunch of zombies, but they're also just kind of guys as well. And there's a rivalry between the like food truck owners, and they both seem magical in some capacity, but nobody gives a shit. They're just weirdos. It's a very strange sort of a series, and each episode is only like a few minutes long because that's the scale at which you can really release indie animation.
Mhm.
But are very fun. They get some like good voice actors too. And one like common thread that I'm going to sort of bring into these channels that I'm talking about is that there are sometimes like similar, or the people interact with each other. The people are in similar kind of spaces and corners of the internet. And so there are some like other YouTubers who are involved with this. One of the people, the voice of one of the main characters is the one of the people from Small Boot Animations, who's another like indie animation group that did the video game Later Alligator and have another like YouTube channel, which is super wonderful. Another voice is Sungwon Cho, better known as Prosy D, who plays one of the rival characters,
Of course,
showing up
Proceedy's
as well.
in this.
Of course,
He
he's
does
in this.
voices in everything.
Yeah, but like particularly in this small kind of indie circuit, he shows up a lot because that's like, you know, he's known as a YouTuber in a lot of places still, even though he has a big voice acting presence too. So he shows up in a lot of like indie animation as well. And I love this channel. I love this series. There are other things that Worthy Kids does besides this, which are super wonderful. Hey there, Echo.
Hi, Echo. Hang in there, Echo.
My like favorite, I don't know, there's multiple favorites. One of my favorites though is a video called I think it's Bad Apple or Free Apple. It's Free Apple, which is just like a 4-minute long animation just making fun of old school adventure games. By posing a scenario where like a prince in an imaginary adventure game like tries to purchase an apple from a vendor, and the entire thing is him just reloading and trying each time, and
I've
he's
seen
just
this.
super trusting. What'd you say?
Said I've seen this video.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's really funny.
Has the McElroys playing a couple voices in here.
I was gonna
So-
say I'm pretty sure that's how
Ooh.
the YouTube algorithm got me there.
Who are the McElroys?
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
oh,
If we can spread off into podcasts, holy shit.
yeah.
They're awesome.
We could do a podcast episode,
wanna-
but I haven't listened to podcasts in so long. I don't know that I have.
They also
anything
had a
up to date.
TV show, which most of it is on YouTube now, because I think the show was only on one season on some random fucking streaming app. But like, you could shoehorn it. You could shoehorn it in here.
And always, they have a lot of YouTube content. They have Monster Factory.
I know. Monster Factory was a huge inspiration for me.
Mm-hmm.
Namely, the character creation. Love. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. For those who don't know, do you want to like explain Monster Factory, Michael? Do you want to make this one of yours, or do you want to reserve that and let me explain and hold off?
I can. I mean, you can go for it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, and then just like small exposition because this isn't
Yeah.
the one that I'm necessarily making mine, but
Yeah,
it's
no.
a fun little like mini YouTube series that the McElroys run where they do character creation in video games and just push it to the stupidest limits. They find like any way to make characters look like garbage monsters, and they build up like an identity and a story around them, and then they play as those
That's
characters.
so good.
It's
Aw.
Identity
really
in a story. Yeah, the whole random abomination character is I don't know why
Yeah.
they don't just
For
reset it.
lulz.
so fun.
No, I mean I
It
understand
is.
why as a user they would do it. I'm just trying to imagine why this got past QA. Like why they just like let it out. Let it
Has
out of
anyone
the case.
seen
Oh my god!
Of the pictures of the new Street Fighter game has a character creator mode.
Oh, I saw that.
It's like got the
no.
it will single-handedly make me buy this game. Oh my god, the monstrosities you can make.
The body proportions you can exaggerate so much on an individual level. You could give a person like monster calves and the rest of the leg is a stick.
Yeah, but then like the whole body will be a stick, and then like the top will be, but like they won't look like a person. They'll look like a fucking like weird ass big calved lollipop monster or something. Like it goes crazy.
Top
The character
half.
creator goes so hard. I love
Topped.
it.
Top
Say
half
it,
made
say
of
it.
straws, bottom half made of giant weather balloons. Character name, Leg Day.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm excited. See, now I want to play it too. I haven't played Street Fighter since I was actually talking about this in a community Discord I'm in about Street Fighter 2 Turbo from like the mid 90s on Super Nintendo.
Turbo-tastic.
Mm-hmm. Getting back there.
I played it at a friend's house like 3 times when I was like 12. So that's as much Street Fighter as I have.
Well,
but I
and
will
you're-
buy this new one.
You're ready for the next level. I mean, now matchmaking should make it so you only get paired with folks that play at a similar skill level. So they also
Yeah.
played several times when they were 12, and now they bought it for the character
I'm
creator.
talking about
It's. I mean, I feel like the matchmaking system is going to be. I mean, they'd have to do a really shitty job for it not to do this. But on the one hand, you'll have these like elite people who know how to like use the jab button at certain timings to counteract incoming hits, and they'll play against each other with the normal Street Fighter characters. And then we'll have multiple people who like Grawb and myself have these like really fucked up looking weirdo Gumby characters that just like flop around. Like I'm looking forward to the content that comes out of that.
Oh,
I
so
love
fun.
Gumby characters.
They-
The Gumby meta's good.
They turn this
Gumby
character
meta's so
around
good.
and they're just spamming the random button and we have no idea what's happening on the other side of this head.
Really quick, because I like the McElroy brothers a lot, and I think they're good people and make good content. They have 2 podcasts that are very, very popular. One of them is called My Brother and Me. It is an advice show where they take random questions from online and answer them, and it's very funny. And the podcast that I love the most is called The Adventure Zone. It is their Dungeons and Dragons podcast.
Oh.
It's them, the 3 McElroy brothers and their father playing
That's so
Dungeons and Dragons
good.
together. It's a great time to jump in. They literally just started a new arc. One of the brothers is DMing for the first time, and he's doing a great job. Super interesting premise.
Yay!
They're not actually playing Dungeons and Dragons. They're playing a game called Blades in the Dark.
Oh
which is
yeah, I know
another
that
tabletop
game. Yeah.
Which like the rules and how it's going sounds so cool. It
Yeah.
like makes for so much more like cool story moments, and it's less like restrictive on like certain. It seems really cool. Very, very cool podcast. Definitely recommend. This crowd especially, I think, would really enjoy the Adventure Zone.
Yeah. I love the Adventure Zone so fucking much.
I know
It's
we've
so
talked
good.
about it before.
I know.
It's the new arc.
I'll rave
I'm
about it.
loving it. Super unique. Everything. I really like what they do with it.
Awesome.
They have fun presentations, and they have fun, like, I guess, charismatic sort of personas, which shows up in a lot of voice work they end up doing in places. I know one of the McElroy brothers showed up in my favorite cartoon of all time. If we do, like, a TV shows day, I'm going to talk about OKKO. I'm just going to tell you all about that right now. But he voices, like, a minor character in there. He shows up in a
Aw.
bunch of places. They show up, not he. They.
Yeah.
All of them.
They show up in a lot of random places because they're
Yeah.
like huge in the podcast world, and like it's weird to be huge in podcast world and not huge everywhere else. But like that's
Mhm.
kind of the boat they found themselves in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's super. They have another podcast called it's two of the brothers and then two other guys called The Besties, which is like a video game book club, and they just talk about like new video games that came out. And they were talking about Grounded today, that survival game, and they described it in a way that made me actually want to play it. It gets rid of some of the stuff I don't like about survival games. I like.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah,
I've been Grounded before.
I've been Grounded.
Friend of the show, Coin Fury TV, actually plays a ton of that game on and off. Like he does a lot of survival games, a lot of them, and so I've seen a lot of Grounded. The one thing I really appreciate about Grounded, which is out of band, but this is how it goes in ADHD town, is that we talked about this before. Like they have a slider to adjust one's arachnophobia comfort.
Yes.
And you
I
can
saw that.
essentially like change these very realistic looking spiders into floating little balloon things that look adorable.
Yeah. They put so much work into an accessibility option. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
really
so cool.
It sets the standard, I feel like.
Is that the one? Is Grounded the one where you are
Honey, I
finding
Shrunk the
people?
Kids. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Brilliant.
That is exactly the basis for it.
Yeah. But like what it was described in the podcast, I don't know if it's true because I haven't watched that much, is like in those survival games, you hit a rock, and then suddenly you have 5 rocks in your inventory. And it's like, okay, whatever. In this game, you cut down like a big blade of grass that you need, and then you have that big blade of grass and you have to like get it back. Like the inventories, like it seems like it's all just like a little more meaningful and a little like, and like a lot of like quality of life stuff, like just like your stuff in storage you can use to craft at a crafting table. You don't have to have it on your like just a bunch of stuff that makes me stop playing these kind of games. Also, that guy has a hammer right now.
He does.
I'm in.
That does increase the appeal, does it not?
The donks and bonks. Donks and bonks and donks.
But yeah, and they were saying like
Box.
like when you're making a thing, you can see all the pieces of the recipe that you needed. You can see where it goes on what you're crafting, so you could like look at a thing and be like, oh, I think I know what I need because I can see elements of everything like on there. It's not just like random garbage. Like I think it seems really interesting, and it's made by Obsidian, the people that made Fallout New Vegas.
And also
Which
a
is
kind of
apparently-
black glass.
I don't know what that is, but
The material obsidian.
oh, I thought you meant like I thought you said they made that, and I was like, black glass? I've never heard that. But it sounds like a horror game. I whooshed on that so hard. I'm so sorry. I'm so
That'd be a really cool game name, to be fair. I want to play a game called Black Glass.
right.
That would be.
Yeah,
I thought we were going to talk about Black Mirror for a second. That's what I thought we were saying.
Black
It's
Bear.
like
no
a similar thing because the black mirror is your phone and it's black glass too. Like, it all ties.
Obsidian's
all
made a
one.
whole bunch of stuff, and they're like, I mean, I think they might. I don't know if they still have Chris Avallone on staff. Like Chris Avallone is like this
Snow
legendary
Racer.
name in the design space in the industry. The first 2 Fallout games, a lot of the old early Dungeons and Dragons games, Planescape Torment, all have that guy's name on it. And then it came to light in the past few years that he's just another sexist woman harassing shitbag at work. So it was really disappointing. So that's like, unfortunately, like I don't fanboy Obsidian anymore. But that's not to say the rest of the staff there's not great. I mean, they are, obviously they make some really good stuff, but it's hard not to remember Chris Avallone when that happens. It's me bringing the whole room down. Quinn, what's your video?
Hi.
Quinn, pick a video, pick a YouTuber,
Quinn.
Pick a video?
a YouTuber. You know how to pick a video.
Yeah, so speaking of finding out people are shitty people, this person's not like that. I think that's one of I think this is one of the reasons. I'm gonna talk about I know my chat. I'm gonna talk about Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, but Markiplier in specific. Like, I'm gonna talk. What a shock! Say it. What a shock!
It's all about markiplication.
Hey, Finn.
Oh my gosh.
It's good,
Dude,
know,
Markiplier is
big
my fucking
shocker.
hero. I love this guy.
right? Dad, we can talk about it together then.
We
But
are
I
gonna
don't-
wait. It's self-care time.
Oh wow,
Hang
good.
on. That means nothing interesting can happen. So we're actually not going to talk about Markiplier or anything else interesting for 1 minute and 30 seconds. It's just going to be really boring. I guarantee you that this is the one time that neither Quinn nor Gaberaham will have a really interesting thing to say for that duration.
I never.
You're not missing
I never
anything.
have interesting things to say.
We'll be right back.
Oh my god.
I'm already
shut
loading it
up.
up.
You have so many cool
We
things.
can't.
gotta be
we
nice to
can't
you,
fight.
Quinn.
We can't fight in the green room.
We
Or
can't
we're not
fight in
green room.
this is the
I
purple
need to
room.
do a pee. Everyone, I'm going to yell it from
Is
the
that
top
a
of the
thing?
roofs. I need to do a pee. Yeah.
Okay, go pee.
Oh, well,
Quinn,
fortunately.
Speaking of, this is completely off topic, and I don't think it's a channel I would talk about, even though I like them a lot. Have you watched anything by Corridor Digital?
Oh my god, I
Crew?
love that fucking channel. Yeah.
Nope, I haven't seen
Well,
it.
you should, because they talk a lot about special effects and like movie stuff, which is just very interesting in its own right. But recurring guest star and Corridor Crew intern Markiplier is on all the time. He shows up as an intern all the time. It's super funny.
What?
He'll
Hold
just
on, I'm
like
gonna go
be,
look
he's
that.
just there. He's just there all the time.
What is it? Corridor?
Corridor
Digital.
Crew?
I haven't
Oh,
watched any
Corridor
of their
Crew.
stuff in a while. I used to religiously follow them and watch their channels and stuff. They're really good. They're really fun. They do
If
a
you
lot of really neat
subscribe to
videos.
their like actual like website channel, they have a full. I think the first episode of season 2 is out, called "Son of a Dungeon," where they're using really intense special effects stuff to
Ooh.
reenact and like portray their Dungeons and Dragons game, which
Oh,
is
heck
super interesting
yeah.
too.
Oh, cool.
But they make a lot of really interesting videos. Very fun.
I am excited now. It looks like this has got to be them. I'm assuming this is them.
One.
Probably.
No,
Did you get back from your pee at the exact right second, Gabe?
It seems he did.
I
Yes.
got back 10 seconds ago.
Oh, well then I'm not impressed anymore.
Oh, senpai, notice
No.
me. Donut senpai.
Donut stop.
What do we even? Oh, I'm wondering what does one say about Markiplier, but I don't have to say it because Quinn's gonna say.
Yeah. Quinn, it's your choice.
That's true. But I don't like. I feel like I've talked so much about this YouTuber because I don't know. I watched this YouTuber when I was a wee young lad, and like out of all the YouTubers I have watched, and like I mean, everyone has their level. Everyone has their periods of growing. Everyone like isn't gonna say the perfect thing all the time. And quite frankly, I know like especially I'm assuming like big YouTubers get hold up to that. Like Mark, like you know, of like. Yeah, sorry, I'm rambling. But anywho, Mark has done literally. Mark is such a good lad. Like out of all the YouTubers I've watched, he's had moments of personal growth, and he's had moments, you know, that he's owned up to and have taken, like accountability for. But like everyone else has been shit, and this person has not because he is so good. Like I don't know how else to say. Every other YouTuber I followed for like all of my existence has done something mega shitty, has supported anti-LGBT stuff, has done like the worst of the things, and has tried to like just skirt around it and skirt past it. I'm not saying that Mark's done any of those things, but he's just like a very genuine, good individual on the internet, which I feel like especially like for how many people's like eyes he has on him is just so rare to like stay so true and just so genuine about what he does.
Yeah, I think
It is impressive.
we're past the
And
point
I do have
now.
bad news for you.
Oh god.
Markiplication isn't even a real math.
God damn it.
What?
Grawb! This is why people say you tart the channel up, Grawb.
I came back from TAing today. I taught all my students about multiplication. You mean to tell me
Oh,
that was a
shit.
sham?
I mean,
Yeah.
we'll make
2
it.
times 2 does not equal Mark.
Mother.
3 times 3 does not equal Mark.
Next, you're going to tell me 4 times 4 does not equal Mark.
It
That's
doesn't.
debatable.
Stop.
Scholars
No,
are
not
are-
Rin. We are past the point. We are past the point in the internet where if Markiplier was actually a shitbag, it would have come out. It would have come out. He's got so many eyes on him. He's so prolific. He's done so
Yeah.
many collaborations. He's been fucking everywhere. And
Yeah.
he has had multiple times where he's come out and spoken his mind very freely about things, about deals that fell through or relationships that fell apart or
Yep.
mistakes he made. He is just genuinely a good person. He is I mean, I said this to Quinn before we started. He's the Mr. Rogers of the fucking
Yeah.
internet Let's Play community. He is exactly what he appears to be. It's really nice to have someone on the internet like that.
Ah.
It's refreshing.
He's also
like,
making a
it's just so good.
yeah.
I want to hear because
Hey, Burp.
So my only knowledge. Hey, Burp. My only knowledge of Markiplier was watching a streamer once play a Markiplier fan game where he fought against Darkiplier. I don't know anything
Oh my
about
God.
Markiplier, and like this conversation so far is focused on him not being a shitty person. But what does he do particularly well? What is the core appeal of the Markiplier?
So
He is
let's all. I'm gonna say it right now.
okay.
Mark is very fine. Let's just put that just
Oh.
on baseline. He's a very attractive
Whoa.
individual.
So yeah, so at
Listen.
least some of his demographic find him hot and want to jump his bones. I don't find him hot. I would not want to jump the man's bones. I wouldn't even want to cuddle the guy. I'd shake his hand for damn sure.
He'd be
but
so cuddly.
he is the cishet male version of our Fraggy. Okay, he is zippy. He is funny. He's attractive, and he's a screamer. He plays scary games and freaks the fuck out. And he just got in earlier than Fraggy is. The only reason Fraggy's not pulling millions of views, and Mark is, he got in very early in YouTube terms, like years and years ago he started.
Actually, he just had his. I think I could see it. He just had his like 10 years on YouTube.
It's right there.
Oh,
10 years of
damn.
Markiplier.
He's been in
Jesus.
10 years on YouTube.
Damn.
Which holy, and I'll also say for like Mark, and like I kind of like I said Jack too, but like Jack's kind of like I feel like they're up there in terms of like they're both good beans, but like I don't know, they're also very open and honest about their like watching as a creator now, I guess, like just person who creates things for the interwebs. They're very open and honest about how they're feeling, like creative blocks, like I need time, I need like they're just open and honest, and like the level that they care for their community and the work that goes into their stuff is still as like much as it was the first day, which feels like holy heck, right?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely
tough to do.
crazy.
But like I think Mark's big thing was FNAF, which like I've already talked my opinions on other areas of the creator of FNAF and stuff like that. But like his big thing
Yeah.
back in the day was, I mean, before any of that was known, was like FNAF. It was like the thing because like Dad said, he's a very scary game person.
Yeah. He does a really
so
fun
FNAF
Let's Play of Doki Doki Literature Club.
That
You remember that
he
game?
did Doki
His
Doki.
Let's Play of that is really, really good. It's fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think what did you have a question? I mean, I feel like I've watched this person for a long time, but I don't know what there is to say besides good bean, really cares about community and content, has so many things he's done lately. He's in like movie stuff now. He does like the YouTube like super things. I don't know what I forgot what they're called. Like YouTube movies.
Oh yeah, the YouTube Red stuff. Yeah. Or the YouTube
That,
whatever
yeah.
they call it now. I think they changed the name. I was just looking. I didn't realize there's a Hoonie Pop too. Hoonie Pop is
gosh.
not a game I would play. And I admit to you, it's not a
Hoonie
game
Pop's
that's
banned on
particularly
Twitch.
fun to just watch.
What is Hoonie Pop?
I don't
It's
want to
fine.
spoil it for you.
Anti-game.
Actually, Grawb, I would recommend it's not that big of an investment to watch Markiplier play the first Hoonie Pop game. And at first, you're going to be like, why the fuck did Thades recommend I watch this? But the payoff is worth it. It gets it's good. I enjoyed it. I've made a bunch of people watch it.
And it's
Yeah.
banned on
Michael,
Twitch.
Michael, look
I
at
think
It's
yeah,
a really
It's a
fucking
It's a
inappropriate
very,
dating
very,
simulator,
very-
and Mark didn't know. He only kind of knew what he was getting into when he played it, so he's really uncomfortable while he's doing it. It's like that's what makes it fun. It's Hoonie Pop's not fun. It's
Hoonie
fun to
Pop.
watch Markiplier play it.
Yeah.
Like, you look at that thumbnail there of Honey Pop 2. Imagine the worst thing that could possibly be. It's that.
Yeah.
That thumbnail right there is the. I mean, obviously I can't play the fucking video, but like, that is the most okay still they could possibly have found in that game. I guarantee you. Like,
Yeah, I
it's-
just did a quick Google image search, just typing in the title, and how do you see this game and not know? I know what's happening here. You know,
But I don't think he thought, like, I think he knew it was gonna be like I mean, I figured like maybe it's gonna be a like kind of out there game. I don't think, but like it goes so hard. Like it goes harder than I think one would imagine.
I bet it does.
Like, it's just like, there's a whole brand of, for those of you who were like horny in the Newgrounds days when that was big, there were a whole bunch of games exactly like that existed and that were a big thing. And I guess Honey Pop just got particular like notability because it got someone.
It's
It
just
just kind of jump scared someone with
yeah.
Booba.
It's a real garbage dating sim. As even as
jump
getting
scare
some
was
skill,
so
it's
bad.
bad, but it is Markiplier makes it enjoyable. I mean, is
It's
that
Candy Crush dating sim. I forgot the
yeah?
Candy Crush
Yeah, it's got
aspect.
Candy Crush shit. Yeah.
Like that's how you date. You play Candy Crush.
I can't believe
Maybe I
that
don't
we
date
hadn't
that
mentioned
way.
this yet, but Rin mentioned it in chat just now. We can't let it slide. Markiplier's voice. I've heard folks compliment my voice. Imagine if you took my voice and it was from Krypton instead of this meager Earth. That would be Markiplier's voice. It is deep, smooth, and sonorous in a way that is
And
not of
fun.
this Earth.
And poisonous to Superman.
Yeah, it would kill Superman in a heartbeat.
Would
Yeah,
be.
in the
It
Earth
would.
minute. Yeah, Superman would want to date Markiplier listening to his voice.
Yeah. Kryptonite doesn't kill Superman. It just makes him weak. And if
could if you
Markiplier's
bashed
voice
his head
doesn't
in
make
with
you
it.
weak in the knees, yeah. Well, I guess if you like shot Markiplier's voice through someone, maybe. Like,
Just compress it into a bullet and shoot it at Superman.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor, pay me money for this idea.
compressed Markiplier voice. Like one of those dust can things.
It's just like Kryptonite. Canned air Markiplier.
Canned air
Canned air.
Markiplier. It's weapon. It's illegal. It's against the Geneva Convention to use that.
Mhm.
Can't do that. That's Markiplier.
Markiplier's voice turns all other voice actors into mere mortals.
Michael, we've bought you so much
So-
time. Do you have?
Oh,
any-
I'm ready to talk about my first.
Hell
first one
yeah.
first,
Let's
too.
do it.
Is it about poop?
No, yes, it's all poop. Everything I do is poop.
Yes. Yeah.
Back in the day, years ago,
Mhm.
there was a website called cracked.com,
Oh, of course. Yeah.
and they made actually great content.
Oh my God, are you gonna recommend anything you're
They
gonna
had
recommend?
very smart, very interesting people
Mhm.
talking about some very cool, interesting stuff and taking concepts and twisting them very weird in like weird ways. I liked it a lot. Then that site kind of crashed because management didn't want to pay people what they deserved and people left. And
Mhm.
two people from cracked.com, Cody Johnson and a girl whose name I can't remember her name right now because I'm a fucking asshole. But they started a YouTube show called Some More News. I recommend everyone
God. I've seen this on TikTok.
go watch Some More News. Every video is super long. And it's really impressive because essentially there's almost like no cuts. There's like one cut every like 15 minutes. I swear. And he just talks information. And the way this channel breaks down the news is incredibly insightful. I don't want to be like, oh, it's left leaning, because like when you really break stuff down into common sense, like what's right and what's wrong, it's gonna be considered left leaning. You know what I mean?
That is
like,
that's the
it
world
is
right now.
very,
Yep.
yeah, it is. Just there's so much to it. Like, and you always hear people talking about, the Daily Show and like John Oliver, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, which is another very good show.
Yeah.
This is a guy on YouTube who is doing that better than anyone's ever done it. Like, he and Jon Stewart in his prime on The Daily Show are the two best comedy news things I've ever seen in my life. It is incredibly informative. It is not, he tries to make it funny, but it's hard topics, like talking about the Uvalde shooting and like he's pulling sources, obviously, but like breaking stuff down in a common sense way so you don't get that spin on it. Like, you realize like stuff you didn't know before, like, which sounds like dumb. Was like, oh, it's a news show, it tells you stuff you didn't know, but like it will both make you feel angry at the world, but also like hopeful, because there are people out there that are seeing things clearly. Like, I don't know how to describe it, except it is a 1,000,000% recommend. I will set a time to watch every single one of these videos. I swear, I think the shortest
yeah.
one is like 45 minutes. One of them is like 3 hours long. But like,
Dang.
it's crazy. Like, everything is so in depth and so honest and so like I don't know. Like, you can't say it's not opinionated, obviously, but like, it's an opinion I agree with, and I think it does stuff in a way that, like, you know, I don't know what else to say. I think it's really crazy informative, and everyone that like knows about some more news and like has watched a full episode
Mhm.
understands that like this is a crazy. It's insane that just like a YouTuber that was once on cracked.com is making like this quality and this caliber of YouTube video. It's unbelievable. It's wild. Some of the best writing you could find. No one is doing this better than he is right now.
I mean, I will say, for what it's worth, that cracked this guy and his like then the lady too, and the 2 cohorts that used to work with him at Cracked, they were really fucking good. Like the Cracked stuff wasn't just pure comedy; they had a lot of interesting things to say. Even back in the Cracked days.
After Hours series.
I thought that's what you were going to talk about was After Hours. I thought that's where you were going with that. I was so excited
because I loved that. That was
fucking
so formative.
After Hours was so it was awesome. It was like I discovered After Hours before I found a channel I'm not going to recommend to you. We've talked about in the past called Red Letter Media, but both channels, both After Hours and the other show, talk about movies in very interesting ways because they're people who've worked in the industry and they have like a lot of insightful like stuff to say about the things they've experienced and apply that to other movies. Also about this Some More News, I didn't know they had a YouTube channel. My whole exposure to this guy's work has been on TikTok, which is a much more digestible version of it because it's a TikTok. It's 1 to 3 minutes long. And I have to admit to you, like he talks about some really hard topics that get my blood boil, even though he's saying things that I approve of. It's still stuff that's hard to take, and he hits you hard with it. So for those of you who are maybe dubious about dipping into it, find him on TikTok and watch some of those to get your feet wet because it's a much smaller investment. It's really quick. They're punchy. And then from there, maybe you'll decide you want to hear the guy more.
And I follow him on TikTok too, and it is very good stuff. But the videos are never long for the sake of being long.
Oh yeah,
the videos are always exactly as long as they need to be for him and his writing team to put everything into such a context that you feel like you walk away fully understanding something that you hear about on the news for a couple minutes and you're just like, oh, that must be what it is. And like, it's wild. Like, what's the one, if you scroll down a couple, he does a 3-hour video on, I talked about it on stream afterwards, on some asshole Republican guy whose name is Jordan Peterson.
Oh god, that guy. Yeah, I've heard a lot about Jordan Peterson.
He does a 3-hour video talking about how fucking stupid this guy is. But it's never like, oh, he's just fucking stupid. Like, he goes everything and just breaks down exactly how this guy is like the fucking worst. Like, every video is a fully encapsulated, like, now you understand what happened to the best of people's knowledge without like trying to put us like, you know, like a lot of this stuff recently has been about like police and like the Uvalde shooting and a bunch of stuff like that, and there is no pro cop spin that a lot of news places feel like they have to put. Like,
yeah,
it's fucking it's a very, very good one. Again, it is hard topics sometimes. I feel like it's the best way to approach hard topics is through a medium like this with someone that's gonna give you information and also try to keep things funny and lighthearted, but you know, in a always respectable way. But like, I think it's always very important to dip your toes into the news and the world around you, because just being like, this upsets me, I'm never going to learn about it, is, in my opinion, a dangerous mindset for society at large to have. Not saying that's the onus of every single person to be like, now watch this, otherwise society's going to die. That's not what I meant.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of what I made it sound like.
There's a balance between, like,
oh no, I don't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go out and just like fucking, you know, hardline every single one of these videos back to back to back to back. But watching them as they come out is enough, and it's a heavy recommend.
I've got a couple things. One like general comment on the whole thing we're doing today, and then a narrowed question from it. I think maybe we should get like a YouTube playlist together with each of the recommendations that we're kind of bringing out. And based off of that, Michael, where would you say, if you gave us a place to start, which one would you choose? Like, which video would you have us dive into as like a first exposure from, say, the more recent ones that are dealing with the current events?
I would recommend. I can't quite read it on Thades' screen. Let me bring up. Oh God, I still have Hunu pop up on my fucking. 1 second. Let me look at their most recent ones. Honestly, the most recent one, mental health and mass shootings, it's a point that I've brought up on stream before too, because I hear people say it when the tragedy happens. Like, oh yeah, it's a mental health issue and all that stuff, and it's like it's not. And this video is like the first time anyone's gone in depth with, and brought fucking receipts to prove what I've always suspected, that that's a fucking bullshit line meant to protect guns. Like, and that's like literally what is happening. It's a very, and it obviously it is talking about, school shootings, but that is not the point. He makes it very clear to like, be like, that's not the point of this video. So it is not as hard a topic. It is more about mental health and how mental health is treated in the United States. And again, it's like an hour long, and it goes into like the history of how mental health has always been treated in the United States, and how some things were done with good intentions that led to a lot of shitty things that has led to a lot of prejudice against people with mental health. Then blah 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 blah, it goes and goes and goes, and here we are. And it's I think that's a good one to start at. You will notice through his videos that you will find out pretty quick that just about nearly everything, or also the one right before that too is also a good one. The Martha's Vineyard thing. That's not as hard a topic at all. It is a shitty thing that Republicans did.
Yeah, but I mean, he's fun to watch. If it's like, this is not a dire thing because like the right thing happened. I haven't seen this video. I'm just guessing. So the man's presentation is he's pissed off, but it's justified. He's on our side here. You'll find his position sympathetic to your own. I feel like if you're in this community, you're gonna like this guy.
Yes.
So the only reason it might wear on you is he talks about some topics that are just, even though he we all agree with him and it's right, it can be a lot to take it all, and don't mainline it like Michael said. But this particular video, I think it is
nice to hear someone bringing facts and being. You always hear people on TV that are the angry ones and that have the loudest voice are the shittiest ones. You hear like the assholes that rant about just the Tucker Carlsons of the world. You don't want them. It's refreshing to have someone who's actually pissed and is actually on the correct side. He's very hardcore lefty like me. He is on the correct side of the things, and he doesn't have to twist anything to get there. Like, the facts back it up. Being a good human being backs up his point of view. I cannot recommend this channel enough. Very, very interesting. If you want to do one a week, one a month, it's hard sometimes. I know. And maybe I'm just one of the weird ones that loves news and current events, and I feel like ignoring that makes me feel bad about myself, and maybe that's, straight white guy guilt that I feel, where I feel like I have to stay up to date on everything to make sure that, like, I'm doing what I can to not be a shithead, but, like, it's phenomenal channel. Heavy recommend. That is my spiel.
It was awesome.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah. I like this a lot. I'm actually like, I feel like like you said, it is hard to take in things sometimes, but like still want to be a good, like, I still want to like keep up to date because I want to know, because like, quite frankly, like I say it all the time, like, silence is violence. Like, you can't just sit idly by and like not learn and grow and further yourself. So like, this is actually really dope. I'm actually saving so many right now.
Please do. They get your brain. You watch a couple of them and it starts like, you train your brain to realize, like, you pointing out like, oh, that's actually like fucking racist. I was talking about before stream started in the chat with Discord. I was at Starbucks today and there was a cop in front of me in line who was talking to some other guy, and the cop was just talking to this guy and being like, oh, you know, it's bullshit. Washington State doesn't let us chase people anymore, and it's all these legislators taking away the cops' ability to do stuff. And so I was like, let me just do a quick and easy Google search to see like what the fuck this cop is talking about. Turns out in Washington State, they passed a law that said cops can't get into high-speed pursuits to chase down crimes, like minor crimes like shoplifting. And they also can't get into high-speed pursuits without probable cause, which seems like something they should have had before they start barreling 100 miles an hour down city streets. And that's the thing that this cop was bitching about right in front of me. And I just had to, I mean, I'm not going to change that cop's opinion, and I don't want to get arrested, but I was fuming.
No, I get that.
And it's just like, you know,
God damn it.
You starting to question shit. Like it's very good YouTube. I recommend.
I mean, it won't surprise anyone to learn that the cops make me really angry now, and they have for a very long time. But like, I keep thinking back every time I think about anything like that. Like during this anecdote that Michael was sharing, any cop anecdote, I always think about this. I don't know who this fucking guy was. There's some comedian on TikTok who was not being funny when he was yelling. It was basically he was saying, "What did you think was going to happen when we all agreed it was a good idea to give the dumbest fuck in our high school a gun and the authority to bully us whenever they want to? Like, why did we think that was actually the good thing to do?" Right? Like, I mean, we should basically take our teachers, arm them and make them police, and then pay other people to be teachers and train them, because I feel like I'd trust social workers and the people taking care of our kids to like watch over us better than these idiots that are running around bullying us for funsies, chasing people down because they feel like it. Fuck.
You would really like this channel's Uvalde school shooting video.
I'm sure I would love this guy. Yeah. So I guess I want to refine my position when I said, hey, be careful. This guy can like really stress you out. I mean, news is important. I didn't mean don't take in news and don't watch this.
Absolutely.
Just throttle it down. Like, you know, pace yourself with it. Don't feel like, oh, Michael and Dad and Quinn and Gabe all said we should watch this. So I better grit my fucking teeth. Like, take care of yourself. Like, there are other news sources too that
cigarettes.
So like these are on TikTok. They don't have much of a YouTube presence yet, I don't think. But like Aaron and Under the Desk News V on TikTok, we've talked about in my Discord kind of a lot. I link them constantly. Like they have most of the news they cover is about LGBT, specifically trans legislation happening right now. That's like their whole focus. But they are very gentle in how they present it, and so it's an easier way to take some of the most difficult news to take right now. And so there's like another vehicle in there for you. Yeah, Aaron,
Before we move on from some more news, I have to call attention to the puppet in the room. What's the deal with the puppet? Because I love it.
You have to watch. I promise you, despite all the things, the show is actually, it is a funny.
It's gotta be funny. It's one of the cracked guys. Like this guy was he was an After Hours guy. Like,
yeah, it's a very good, very funny, but also it can be funny and not like back away from an honest to God truth.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't plan on mentioning this, but I mean, this holds up.
Oh God, flashbacks.
If you want to burn like an afternoon and just watch like these people talk about, I mean, it's so fun. The setup is these four friends go into like some restaurant at night and talk about, they pick a theme from movies and talk about it. And it's just, they have like a sort of like a early college, late high school level like approach to it, but their ideas are like, you know, adult ideas of people who've been in the industry for a while. And so it's a really fun watch. This is worth it and very light material. And that dude's
absolutely
in these.
These After Hours conversations are like huge inspirations for like when I do tier lists and how I think about like a lot of the just chatting content.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yes.
I love these videos.
Oh, they're so good.
I got it. The second like people talk about the theme for that thing, I'd be like, oh man, I know what I would say. I would like write my own little fucking like, here would be my thing. Like I'm the fifth friend in the fucking After Hours. Not really, it wasn't fan fiction, but I would think about it.
I have one of these.
Something that cracked a little bit like on stream the other day, just because they were sort of as a website like pre-clickbait, not clickbait, but before BuzzFeed came in, and they did what BuzzFeed did, but with a lot more care and attention to every sort of like topic that they went through.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that carries over to these sorts of videos here, the sorts of thoughts and opinions that they express. They aren't just like little bite size. Here's my top 10 movies. I like Star Wars because it has gun. And
Yeah.
it's not something like that. It's just they would give you a in-depth thing on weird little topics that usually had a lot more heart going for them. And so it seems like that just translates here. That like attitude of I'm going to make here's a bunch of weird ass cartoons. Why did a cartoon exist about Hawaiian pogs that are also gods? That being brought to just conversations.
There's a one of these videos where they go. I mean, all the topics are so fascinating. Every few years, I'll go on a bender and just watch all of After Hours again. There's one video where they talk about like 80s sitcoms, and they're like, what one central thing to all of them is that if you remember, I think back in 80s sitcoms, in almost all of them, the mom was dead. The center
Mom's
of the
always
family.
dead.
The mom's always dead, and it is like really fucked up. And they talk about why it's fucked up, and it's just a really interesting conversation. So.
Right? Well, because the whole premise is like, LOL, isn't it funny that the dad has to be a parent? Like, it's so
Apparently.
fucked. There's a pun.
Hey.
This stream's back on track.
I just always assumed that there were always like single parents in TV families and stuff because it meant they had one less character to write and pay.
I think they want to make it different. Well, I don't want to spoil the episode. Watch the episode; it's really good.
It's very good.
So
It's good.
we will share the secret of that during this break, and I promise it won't be interesting because nothing interesting can happen when the self-care break screen is up. Go fill your water glasses, get another seltzer or another drink, refill your tea, get a snack. If your name is Gaberaham, run and pee somehow magically in less than a minute and 30 seconds. We'll be
I'm doing that right now.
right back. Don't pee at the desk. Don't pee in the microphone. This is a family show. Okay.
A piss and more.
Beautiful.
No.
You're in the zone.
The zone.
You're in the zone.
You're in the zone.
Oh,
You're in.
no.
Fun all along.
No. The judges, you can't. No, it's a fucking break. No.
It transcends.
Yeah. Oh, what I should have done was this. ASMR. ASMR.
ASMR. I'm peeing right now. Oh,
Is that what ASMR is? People just singing about what they're doing?
They sing about
ASMR is
pee.
whatever your little heart wants it to be.
I mean, basically. Here, I'll tag the stream ASMR right now. I'm going to tag it. Hang on.
Can I just,
I'm
wait,
adding
I was
a
gonna say, can I
tag.
just real quick? Can I say the ASMR? No hate on it. Like, if you love this ASMR, props to you. I hate the shaving cream makeup brush ASMR when they put it over the microphone and then they like, it's like shaving cream. I just had to say it. I hate it. Like, there's so
I
many
did not
other.
know-
Good,
Why is
That
that
was
a
a thing. Like, without context,
It-
that's wild. Like,
it
where did we
throws
get there?
me. Sorry, because I was
I'm
thinking
not
about the
into
ASMR stuff.
I don't know what that. That's such a specific.
It's such a
Exactly.
sensory nightmare, Lost, right? I feel like I see a lot on TikTok. Like if I go on TikTok stuff, my feed, like my stuff is all that because I do like like the little like cutting soap bars ASMR is good, like the little noise or like dices and stuff. But like,
Ugh.
I
I don't know. Like, if you get overstimmed, are you more prone or less prone to liking ASMR? Because audio overstimulation is like the thing that gets me always, and I cannot do ASMR, and I don't know why.
I like the 8D audio stuff for that, but like I don't like a lot of actual ASMR unless it's clicky clacky.
I'm very neutral in ASMR. I think
That's the
like it's
thumbnail.
funny that people make jokes on it. Like my first exposure to ASMR
No,
that I ever
no.
heard of was Vine Sauce talking about a video that was ASMR Funky Kong drives you to the airport. I don't know anything about this video. That's just the thing that comes to mind now when I think of ASMR.
Okay, hang on. So I put I was going to put shaving cream ASMR into the bar to just see what YouTube had for me. And as soon as I hit the M, not the E, the M in shaving cream. Okay. Shaving cream. I hit the M before I could hit the E key. It auto completed to shaving cream ASMR. It is the top search for thing on YouTube relevant to shaving cream, apparently. And look at
yeah.
this fucking top thing. What the thumbnail, as Rin says? Why? I will not
that
click
little
this
box
video.
thing
Yes.
I've seen lately is, I think I've seen it a lot on TikTok. It's meant for ASMR peeps. It does the like back and forth sounds. That's why it has like the ears on the sides.
Ears, and then there's a heavy duty microphone inside of each
And
one.
both.
And it records them so that you get the slight differences in time when the sound waves hit each ear, which is what gives you that 3D like feel of you're in the room there.
Is this a
And
thing?
that's why those things are so expensive, and that's why that thumbnail's fucking insane. Because you put like shaving cream on like a $8,000. I don't know if it's that much, but like a fucking.
It's expensive. It's fucking expensive.
3D.
You know what that thumbnail reminds me of? Have any of you ever seen those like cursed stock images, like Cyberwoman looking at corn?
We did this on my stream.
Yeah. It looks like that. It looks like one of those stock images.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that checks out.
Grim it up.
Yo, I'm gonna get one of those and just slap it to my boom arm, and that's gonna be my streaming mic from now on.
You just
How
like put
funny would that be?
You could put it on a mount and
that'd
spin
be
it.
so
Just
dope,
spin
though.
it and go as it's spinning. And it can be.
Put googly eyes on it and like.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh god,
Yeah.
it's creepy.
That's how did we get here? I'm so
Why?
sorry.
Shaving cream ASMR, because it's so. I think it's. Dad, scroll down a little bit.
Why am I doing this, Quinn? We were talking about something else,
It's
Quinn,
that
and
one.
Chris Hemsworth
No, yeah, don't do
applies-
that. But it's not the special one. It's the second video that I've seen a lot on TikTok that throws it because it's like a plastic. Like they have to protect their thing, so there's like a little plastic like saran wrap, and then they use like one of those like brushes and go. Like imagine if I just started moving a really bristly brush that I think you use for shaving to get like really like in there, and then
Why?
Who
Why
is
does
using shaving cream on their ears?
You know, for when you shave.
This
your
is not
ear hair.
replicating a real sound in any way.
I mean, can't we just put
No,
like a
yeah.
fucking high pass filter or a low pass filter on it to get the really low muddy sound? That's what it's gonna sound like if you put fucking shaving cream in your ear. You're gonna feel like you're underwater. What's that? Why?
it's crunchy.
So,
like,
like-
it's not muffled. It's like.
This is not YouTube.
So,
Just to be clear, we are not recommending this YouTube stuff. Okay.
No,
This
That's
is Quinn's favorite genre of
No.
YouTube video.
Oh, is
Tell
it?
us more.
Oh, okay, Quinn. Well, tell
No,
us what
it's
is
so far.
what the fuck.
No.
Tell us what the fuck,
Info
Quinn.
dump quietly, but also
Why?
loudly right into my ear. I
Why?
It's so bad. I don't. And everyone's my TikTok would not stop with this. My TikTok like live things would not stop with this for like a solid month. Like I don't know how to like get away from it. I pushed like the I do not like this. It doesn't care.
Yo, I pushed the do not like this on pimple popping and like that kind of
hate
shit.
That.
I hate it.
I like
And-
pimple popping.
And that's
Why?
fine. Clearly, a lot of people do. It's very, very
No, it's-
popular.
it's
not
valid to
like
not.
it goes to my
I
For
don't
You
think
page
a lot of
million
people
times.
do. I think what happens is that TikTok recommends things based on how much time you spend on the video, and those things always have enough hang time on them. Like you look at it, see what is this
Yep.
even going to be because you're not sure, and then it's pimple popping, and then TikTok's like, "Aha, we got you, you degenerate." Here's
See,
what's
I know what
popping."
happened. I know how the algorithm worked because I saw a video on TikTok that was a genre that I didn't know existed. And it was, I swear to God, this guy, it was like a farm guy, and he was holding a cow hoof that was like a cow standing there. And he was like, "Oh, the cow, I gotta relieve some pressure from this cow." And then he started like chiseling away at the hoof. And then there was like a weird like like a hole in the hoof, and then like a thing in there, and then he popped it, and then like stuff started coming out, and he was like pushing on it to squeeze it out, and I was like, ah. But I had to see the end because I didn't know what I was looking at. And then afterwards I hit did not like. And TikTok was like, "I heard that you didn't like something that you watched 8 minutes of. So we're going to give you more of that." And I think that's what started my For You page on a bad path.
Only watch
Did
only
not
watch
like?
the Dr. Pimple Popper one. That's the only good one. The like the
Oh.
sweet
Even the commercials for that on TV. Because there's a show.
TV. Oh, I just
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I didn't
They
see this
saw
video,
did not
so
like,
I'm happy to say.
and they received engagement. Like, "Oh, you're engaging with this."
Yep.
What'd you say, Thades? I'm sorry, I spoke over you.
Rin asked, did YouTube recommend that to everybody? And I was trying to assure her that no, I have not seen this video or have it recommended to me. I don't know what it is. I'm so glad that I don't know.
Speaking of YouTube recommendations, Thades, you've been holding out on us.
Have I? No,
It's
Now that you've said it
Thades'
enough, the
turn.
TikTok will hear.
I've been Quinn still hasn't answered the question.
What happened?
Quenched
Your shaving cream ASMR videos, why are they your favorite? And why do you like them more than Markiplier?
Listen.
All
Is
right.
it markiplicative effect?
So
Ah.
the suggestions here on my YouTube page are actually legit suggestions based
I
on things
may.
that I watch. It turns out, right? And so like there are three creators here I watch. I don't know who this over here, but the three of the last Splattercat, Vlogbrothers, and Brian David Gilbert. Probably most of you know each of these three, like right. They're kind of the biggest YouTubers in their spaces. But I wanted to talk about Vlogbrothers because I feel like if you don't know who they are, I wish you did. They're essentially everything I would want to be on the internet. They are, I mean, they're dads. And even though that's not like a big, loud part of their brand, they effectively do just kind of share good advice, good thinking, and stories about their lives in these short videos that they've been doing for a fucking long time, like since the dawn of YouTube, essentially. Like they were in at the same time as Z Frank. Like Z Frank started, like I think maybe a months to a year before them, and otherwise the Vlogbrothers have just been doing random YouTube shit the entire time the site's been live. Before they had the recommended section, before subscriptions worked consistently, like they've been around forever. And much like Markiplier, they are as they appear. They're good people. And I kind of want to make you all watch a 4 minute video if you'll bear with me on this, because it really sells. This was my first exposure to these ideas, which is going to be, it's about human sexuality being complicated. And at the time I was already open-minded, but Hank Green paints this is 2012, by the way. He paints a really good picture of this stuff. So if you'll join me on this little adventure.
I was gonna say that is a young Hank Green.
It's a very young Hank Green.
I will be listening, but we have a slight kitten emergency. I'm gonna turn my camera off and help her real quick.
Okay.
I will be right back.
We'll stall. We'll stall, Quinn. Go ahead. It's gonna be fine. Oh
No,
God!
you're good.
Quinn's camera off means that we lose Michael. Everyone's just
Wait, why?
It's fine.
Why
Just
does my
buckle
camera
up.
off mean Michael?
If you turn your camera off, the capture framing is all different. I think I can.
Can I like?
There's
Michael confirmed.
Oh
So-
wait! Can I
Busted.
just?
I can actually
Got me.
Just wait.
show you all.
Dad, if you
What
just
if you-
disable my video, does it just?
You
keep me
know
here?
what I could do is I could set up a thing where I turn your video off in a way that doesn't mess the captures. Because the problem is,
Can you just put something in front? Do you have like a piece of paper, Quinn, that you can just drape over your camera?
Put an image of Markiplier in front of Quinn.
it's also okay. We could
You
just go
right.
here. We'll go podcast. Just turn your camera off, kiddo. It's okay.
Okay,
We'll
I'll
be
be back.
Yeah. So anyway, let's not talk about this video just yet. Let's talk about Brian David Gilbert, who is another person
hot
I
man.
recommend.
I watched this whole video, by the way.
Yeah.
I love Brian David Gilbert.
I haven't watched the health
good.
insurance one yet. I'm looking forward to it. I assume it's amazing
It's
he's
actually
like,
so good.
yeah.
Mhm.
This guy, if you don't know this guy, I'm gonna drop this goddamn plane. Get in the sub this guy. He has a pretty impressive variety of things that he does. He does like
Twitch crush.
every so often he will do like horror videos, and they're really creative horror videos. They're just fascinating. I can't spoil any one of them because they always have a good horror always has some kind of a sinister gimmick to it. And his gimmicks are really, really interesting every time. And then the other 2/3 of his videos are just really fucking funny. And then every so often he'll dash in a video where he makes cookies or some other kind of complicated cooking or baking project. It's really great. He's really fucking funny. You've seen this guy, right? Gabe?
Oh, so good. Like, Brian David Gilbert, I mean, first off, he's a cutie. I knew him first, and I'm sure a lot of people knew him first from his Unraveled series of Polygon.
Oh,
where he
yeah.
goes and takes different video games and does a video that's just, it's really stand out because a lot of the time when you see video game websites putting out videos about video games, it's like, oh, this is kind of an informational thing about video games that I'm not that interested in and kind of knew about already. When Brian David Gilbert did them, they were always these, either things that were very tier listy but done in sort of funny ways, or just things that went completely off the rails into surreal territories and became their own narratives and stories. And are just really hard to describe. If you want like a taste of that, look up Brian David Gilbert Kirby.
That's exactly what I was waiting for a moment to recommend. The fucking Kirby episode is, he tries to determine what Kirby is, and it is a heartbreaking work of staggering genius. It is impeccably good. I don't know. It's totally worth a watch. Y'all should watch that video.
It's a journey.
It's really good.
So good.
It's long, or I'd play it on here, and I think maybe I'll just make you watch Old Bay.
Jingle.
The Old Bay jingles. I sing that sometimes. I'm so sorry for people who've ever been in my presence. I will sing. When you're in Baltimore, then you know the score. Everything tastes better with a little Old Bay. I mean, he's also like unironically really fucking good at music. Like his compositions are good.
Yeah,
they're really interesting.
How proggy they are. They're very prog influenced.
Yeah, they are. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah,
it's like a less weird version of what's that? Do anyone know what I'm talking? I don't even know how to describe these videos now. The guy that does like the history of the world, but like it's like all musical. Do you know what I'm talking about?
It sounds familiar,
but
I don't.
I have to find this channel.
Musical history of the world. Come on, Google.
I think it's.
No,
it is not. History of the entire world, I guess. Bill Wirtz. Just listen to like a second of it, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Like it is so good.
We can only do 1 second.
Floating in space. Pretty cool, huh? Some of it's water. Fuck it. Actually, most of it's water. I can't even get from here to there without buying a boat. It's sad.
It is sad, Mr. Wirtz.
But there'll be parts where there's like random parts that are like completely musical compositions, like very jazzy prog, like stuff in there. Like it's crazy. This guy's videos are all so good. Yeah, that part would definitely be music.
Ending is cool. It's fun.
Yeah, it's really cool. Oh my gosh. But yeah, and Brian David Gilbert stuff is like slightly less weird version of that, which is not like, it's not better or worse to be weird, but like,
oh yeah, sure.
It just gets weird.
Like there's the one song, the most recent like Brian David Gilbert song was the roasted garlic summer sausage, which there's no point to that video. There's nothing like a joke in it. It's just a song about a sausage.
It's so good.
It's not even a song about a sausage. It's him saying roasted garlic summer sausage again, over and over, just proud and singing it. It's beautiful.
Right? What is the one where he's singing about like the laptop, but then there's like a wizard?
Oh my god, the fucking
musical instrument. Oh fuck, that one is so good.
All right, fuck it. Here we go.
Yes. Have you seen my laptop?
Yeah.
This is so good. Everyone listen.
Brian?
Yes.
Do you know where my laptop went?
Look at pictures of seagulls.
Have you seen my laptop?
Yeah, maybe. What is a laptop?
It's a small computer. You have one right in front of you.
Oh, yes. It's right here.
No, my laptop.
No, you don't have one, though.
That's what I'm... Do you know where it is?
It's kind of a long story.
That's fine.
Come gather round and I'll tell you a tale. A tale of a night very much like the one tonight.
You have to sing this story?
Yes.
The rain pelted cruelly, the wind tore my hood as I ran through the wood to my homestead.
How many verses is this?
12.
When I saw in a clearing a figure stood beckoning as if
we live in Brooklyn. Never mind, I'll come back later.
I'll skip to verse 11.
Now you know, said the wizard, what price you must pay to gain the reward you see.
I feel like you skipped a lot.
You'll get it through context.
You must trade me a treasure that's of commensurate or greater value than the suggested retail price of this mystical ancient antique. So I granted the wizard a book forged in chrome. The detained me to part, and regret filled my mind. With a flourish he vanished along with my tome, leaving not but this hoodie behind. Leaving not but this goodie behind.
You pawned my laptop to get a hurdy-gurdy.
Karen, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to remind me what a laptop is.
It's so fucking good.
Oh
It's
my
so
god. He's so good.
His deliveries. How long is this? 12 verse.
he is a talented guy. He reminds me of like a more millennial / zoomer version of Lin-Manuel Miranda with some of the stuff he does. And also kind of just the way he looks. But oh my gosh. Yeah, hello.
We'll just go over this for now. That's fine. Wait, hang
But
on.
where are you?
I don't matter.
You matter.
Don't
baby.
say
You don't
that.
get
Aha!
mad.
This is
There
fine.
we are.
There, we'll just
There he
yeah.
is.
There, it's fine. A little backwards.
You triply
Just kidding. I
matter.
matter 3 times as much as you.
Quintuple.
This is the best we've got for now. We'll make do with my inability to adapt
Is this
on the fly.
Best you've got.
This is the Gabe and Grawb show now, presented by Grawb, starring Gabe.
It's the Gabe and Grawb
Presented by me, starring Gabe.
Mm-hmm. Treats for
Wow.
kitties. This is like, I mean, if I do that, that means it's going to become. That means I'm going to have to block everything with my giant face.
Quintuple.
I have hijacked the show
Wow.
yet again. I don't know
This
where the
is-
cats are.
You
A
can't
strange
hijack
episode.
your own vehicle.
This is a strange episode of the Gabe and
Can't
Grawb show, I
either.
gotta say.
I gotta say, yeah, right? The fact that it's not on twitch.tv / TheGrawb or twitch.tv / Gaberaham Lincoln is kind of shocking.
Gaberaham presents the
doing this for
Gaberaham
a
Show,
episode?
starring Gaberaham. Special guest Gaberaham Lincoln the Gaberaham, Ren, and also this kitty.
We've been doing this for 0 episodes and I'm already confused.
Speaking of Saturday
Hi, Arya.
Night Live introductions, I have a YouTuber
Ooh. Gotta wait.
who
your
just
turn.
had. What is happening? Arya, that's a great question.
Where's the other freaking cat?
There
There
one
you
of my
are.
favorite YouTubers. This is actually a great subject because it's someone I was planning on talking about. Oh, kitties.
I'm excited.
Kitty, kitty.
There is a YouTuber that I've been following for a long time. Like I've saw some random sketches of his online, and I was like, "This is funny." And then he popped off when he started making these crazy, like, weirdly animated movies that are videos that are like it uses a certain program to take like a real filmed person and make them look animated.
Oh, Joel
Like
Haver.
Joel Haver. Thank you. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, I love him.
Oh my gosh. Is it Haver or Haver? I say Haver.
I don't know. I
don't know
Haver
either.
because it's funny to say that
It's
he had
fine.
Joel.
Ah, I like that. But this person recently had a video essentially copied, not quite verbatim, but the entire core concept of everything in the video was stolen by Saturday Night Live. He made a very funny sketch about the Charmin Bears, and then their oldest son going off to college and not wanting to be in the poop wiping business anymore, and his dad being very upset with him. It's a very funny video. Saturday Night Live recently did that exact same sketch,
God.
like
They
a
are
long
crazy.
time after he posted it on YouTube. And then he made a response to it, and his response to it is super classy. He's like, you know what? It's maybe someone saw my video and then was like they forgot about it, and then they brought it up because they thought it was funny, but like something got twisted in their brains. But I'm also very lucky that I'm in a position where a Saturday Night Live writer would see my video and copy it. So instead of making this about me, I'm going to prop up 3 or 4 other small creators who I really respect, who also deserve to have their shit copied by Saturday Night Live. Pretty much. Very, very cool video. Seems like a very nice person. Funny videos. And the art style and animation style in the videos are super unique. Super cool.
Yeah. He has a
And I
really
actually downloaded the program to be able to animate like that, and I've messed with it before.
Oh, neat.
It's not hard. He was just very clever for how he figured it out.
Yeah. It's like a sort of rotoscoping technique that he does.
Yeah. Well, and he like his channel went from like mid-sized YouTuber to like big time YouTuber because of these like he made like 2 of these videos and they were popping off, and then the next thing he did was make a tutorial on how to do it so that other people could do it.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, what a cool guy.
I think that technique showed up. People were discussing this with my like recent, and I can't like get deep into this because it concerns Deltarune, which I know that you're staying away from until it's completed, Michael.
I am.
There was an anniversary thing that they did for like the release of Deltarune recently, which was done as a like analog style infomercial sweepstakes based around a specific character. And that entire thing, it's 30 minutes of just unhinged nonsense. It's absolutely beautiful. It feels like a full-on Tim and Eric episode. 30 minutes of Tim and Eric centered on a specific video game character from Deltarune. And one of the segments does the Joel Haver thing, which I think is like, they must have used that program and technique.
Yeah.
I didn't know Deltarune wasn't finished.
It's in chapters. So there's going to be 7 chapters total. The first 2 are out and you can play them for free. And they're working on the next 3 currently, and then they're going to batch together working on the next 2, the final 2.
I might jump into it once they get through chapter 5. That might be fine.
I think, like, to an extent, I know the desire to want to wait until it's all over. I've really been enjoying, though, just the journey of the like fandom, the development, the kind of episode to episode sort of vibe about it, and seeing what people get excited about, and seeing the culture develop and manifest, and all the speculation and stuff. Fun.
Yeah, I can get that. I am excited to play it.
I can't wait till you
Undertale's one of
play
my
it.
favorites. I'm
Like,
very excited.
If you do hold off, Michael, it'll be amazing, because that means that after the rest of us finish, we'll be able to relive it through your first reactions, which I think are going to be great.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait.
Quinn?
Welcome back. How's your cat? Rutro?
Rutro. Hi.
What? Can we come forward? Oh, hi.
Hey!
Hey. Okay, I think I can fix it now.
Hey.
Don't anyone panic. There.
Too late.
All better.
Did I hear
There we
Undertale?
go.
Did I hear Undertale as I was putting
Yes,
my headphones
you
on?
did.
Hey. Who's
We're talking about-
reliving it?
We were talking about Deltarune and how I'm waiting on all the chapters to come out.
Alan.
And then part of me was like, maybe I'll just wait till the 5 chapters are out. But I don't know if I will. I might wait till the whole thing's out. The experience. I had so much fun with my chat when I was playing Undertale for the first time, because everyone else had played it like a long time ago, and I had so much fun. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
like
you're
seeing what people are excited for, and like I
Sure.
don't know. Playing Undertale way after it came out was one of my favorite experiences streaming. So like, I kind of want to force myself to replicate that with Deltarune.
That's what I did with
I would
Elden Ring.
like-
I can be
What's
like a
that?
little indulgent. Sorry, you too.
I was just that's what I did with Elden Ring, was waiting until everyone else had
Yeah.
played a ton
Oh,
of it. Then I
yeah.
played it.
Yeah, which was smart because I didn't do that.
It was really hard to resist, to your credit. It was really hard.
If I can be a little self-indulgent, the other day a friend and I made it down to the official Undertale pop-up cafe
jealous.
down at the Requiem Cafe in Anaheim, where they were selling Undertale themed like snacks and made Undertale themed drinks and had like cutouts decorating the place. It was so cool.
Neat.
I'm so jelly.
It was awesome.
That's so dope.
What was your favorite thing that you either like ate or drank, or your favorite thing you saw there? Like, what was the best part to you?
Like the cafe itself, and the cafe itself isn't Undertale themed. It's like Final Fantasy themed as a cafe. The environment is really fucking cool though. I think that's up there by itself. Out of the things that we ate and drank, they did a rendition of the sea tea from like Waterfall that you can get, which was this like they did the blue like pea flower, whatever it's called, tea with marshmallow and like this salted vanilla foam. And it looked really beautiful because the foam seeped down into the blue tea in this sort of like cascade, and it tasted like sort of like the ocean, but in a refreshing way and not in a way that would dehydrate you and make you vomit.
Not
Like-
salt water.
No, it was a refreshing tea that evoked the ocean.
Nice. Well, that sounds really good.
That sounds dope.
That's the classiest thing.
They did not have the Mettaton face steaks, no.
No.
I did
Wow.
get the Butts pie. The
Ooh.
butterscotch cinnamon pie.
Good,
It's
good, good,
delicious.
good, good.
Well, your recall of
I
that
loved
game is
it.
way better than mine is.
Oh,
I'm
that game was
obsessed
so
about
good.
that game
I'm
since
obsessed with that game.
the demo came out. I was on the Kickstarter for it, which is the one thing I'll brag about ever.
Yeah,
I liked
that's
Undertale
so
before anyone
cool.
else did. My name's
Yeah.
Gabe. Have you heard about JoJo?
Wait, no, I
See,
haven't.
it started in. So Thades, when do we do our info dump on JoJo stream where we all info dump about JoJo?
I'm sick for that stream.
Tell me what's your next question.
Well, my next question, Thades, is you had something locked and loaded to show us.
I did. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, did you?
Weird.
And I interrupted it with.
No, it was, it was
Oh
a,
my
it was
god!
a-
I forgot about Hank.
It was a cat ambush. We have a very
Hank
young
is
Hank
so
Green.
good.
here. Is everything okay with Kat? Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's having little tummy times, and we had to take all the blankets off the bedtime.
Aww,
Aw.
that sucks.
So
Little cat vom on the bed.
Yay, little cat vom, please get off the bed, honey. I don't trust you.
Aria, we've actually
It'll
had
happen.
that info dump on my stream before. We have had one where we talked about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for the better part of 60 to 70 minutes. And by we, I mean Gabe.
Yeah.
It was a good long info.
We learned a
dump.
lot about it. I would love to do it again. We'll do it again, I promise.
I know.
So yeah, this is Hank Green. This is very young Hank Green and the Vlog Brothers. So just for context, if those of you don't know, so the Vlog Brothers had a rule for a year where they were only allowed to communicate with one another as an experiment by making vlogs at each other, and they made them on consistent days so they would know when to go see the other brother's message. That's the only way. They'd no phone calls, no email, no
Aw.
nothing, just vlogs. And so, oh god damn it, Thades Animal, fine, we're gonna do another
No.
minute self-care break. Self-care is so important. You're gonna go. I'm gonna fix my stream, and then we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna stretch my legs out, okay? And then we're gonna talk about Hank Green because it's my stream and I have some say in what happens here. Thades Animal. I can't even run the ad break because the fucking thing is glitched. What the goddamn crap? What's happening? This professionalism's right out the window.
Thank you for stopping your swearing at crap.
You got it.
What the goddamn crap?
You get me.
What the?
That's my favorite way of swearing.
You get
Everything
You can
else
say
is a curse
goddamn.
word, and the last
Be right
one
back.
is not.
Yeah, I love
God
the de-escalation.
Damn it, you motherfucking piece of poo poo.
That's exactly perfect. That's like peak humor.
Peak humor.
Aw. She's like, oh, honey, do you not feel? Oh,
Nothing interesting is happening.
Hughes
is
Roundabout. Do you mean the
completely-
song Roundabout by
Yes.
Song Roundabout by Yes, which is the closing theme of JoJo in the first season.
Is it? Oh my
Yes.
god! Why didn't you tell me? Oh, watch it for the closing theme.
I gotta ask.
Closing
Holy
theme.
Do I have what it takes to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
It depends. There's probably a lot of stuff you'd have questions on. There's some things that are a little hard to defend early on, and you have to like be able to just roll with it. But if you do, there's a lot of fun in there. And Michael can't watch it because there's hand pain.
Yeah, actually, though, that's a real life thing.
Mm-hmm. It's great. It's like your perfect out. You don't have to indulge me on this shit ever, Michael.
Yeah. It's incredible. Thank you, terrifying phobia.
Oh,
Hey, Beardless.
oh, Beerless. It is pizza.
Yeah, no
right
dubbed folk, only subbed folk.
Sub only.
Anime jokes.
now. Hashtag stubbed folk.
I
Snubbed
would
folk.
recommend the subtitle. I'd recommend the subtitle on JoJo just because they are really expressive in it in ways that can't be captured in the dub and that aren't captured in the dub.
I will never ever, and I don't know because I've never seen JoJo. I will never ever buy the argument that Japanese voice actors are better than American voice actors.
I mean, it
Oh, they're not.
is show by show. I will say, like, there are shows where I prefer the dub. In general, like, if there's a dub, that's fine. I will watch it over the sub just because it's easier.
For sure. This isn't saying like all American voice actors are better, but like so many people are like, Americans won't express as much as the Japanese counterparts. I'm like, yeah, sometimes the Japanese people go real hard with it, and that's not necessarily better.
Well,
like,
here's the thing
it's
about
acting. It's subjective.
Here's the thing about it in terms of anime specifically. It's that dubbing in America is non-union. They don't put any money into it.
Oh, I fucking
that's why
know.
they end up being like a huge mess. Oh yeah, your friend like Karina does that, right?
Yeah.
So
And I did a few background voices for like
nice.
just like random sounds for like some random cartoons. I don't even know what shows they ended up on. It was like stock stuff for studios.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool,
Like,
it is.
yeah, I got paid like nothing, but I thought it was awesome. It covered like my Uber to get there and back in Los Angeles, which was sick.
Hell yeah. We're back.
Quinn, you're back.
I am back. Sorry, I'm gonna be all attention on this cat for like the rest of the time. But I am here. I promise.
What is that cat? What's happening with Cat?
She's been having real upset tummy today.
It's time for voms
It
and poops.
happens.
She ate
Yeah, we
something she
think
shouldn't have.
we think she got into my we have only like pet cat safe plants in our house. But my roommate does have like, it is a cat safe plant. It is good for her.
Yeah.
But if you ingest and tear up an entire plant, it's still not going to be good.
Yeah.
Like it's not toxic to her, but we think she might have gotten in there and might have gotten at the plant a little bit, honey.
Yep. Let
So
me
now
just
we're
give you,
having tummy times.
as someone that also has 2 cats, I don't know how Thades cat, maybe Thades cats are better behaved than my cats, but like cats, like their stomachs and their whole system, like they'll throw up at the drop of a hat, but like,
Yeah.
but they're good.
Oh yeah,
My
they're
cat
basically
Lionel
invincible.
is obsessed
Yeah.
with trying to eat like specifically on Amazon packages. When you get like the bags, there's like a resealable thing that you peel off so you can stick it back on, but it's like it covers the sticky part and it turns into like this long thin plastic noodle. My cat is obsessed with specifically those, and we have caught him eating like a quarter of one before, and it's just like gone. And then he throws up and he's fine, but like that's why we have to if there's an Amazon package that we're not gonna open, like we have to put it in a cabinet. We have a package cabinet now because he will like actively open up our packages and rip that plastic sticky protector thing off and then run away and eat it and like on top of the fridge. So it's not even easy for us to get it away from him. He's obsessed.
Holy heck.
We took him to the vet because I guess there's like something called like pica or something that sometimes can make cats like want to eat plastic a bunch. Pica. And the vet was like, no, your cat just likes plastic. It's common. Cats just do that shit.
They're really hard to kill
carbons.
with any kind of eaten thing because their livers are stupidly good at filtering shit out.
Yeah.
Like cats they've survived thousands of years because for more than that, because they have like, this crazy ass fucking liver and digestive system. Like they're way more durable than dogs are in terms of what they can and can't eat. A dog is very sensitive to things. Like there's certain things that people feed dogs they shouldn't, and the dog will pay the price for that. And the cat will probably be fine. If they can't pass it, they'll puke it, and they do not mind puking.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah. So don't worry too much about
Not at
Kitty.
all.
Kitty be okay.
I mean, y'all can probably attest to the fact that it's more of like the little curled up little sad face because now she's in like a little ball because she's scared, and now she's just like, I'm so sad.
Give me treats. I control you. Look at my sad face to control your mind.
No, you threw up. No treat.
There you
Nope.
go.
Gotta wait a couple hours.
No.
Okay. I think it's finally fucking time. to
It's
watch.
time.
This
Right.
video has been built up so hard. My expectations through the roof.
I feel if I try to establish context again, we're going to lose the thread, but I have to because we need context. So the context here was there was a big fucking to do about gay marriage in 2012, which of course now it's still presently.
Is that when that cake thing happened?
I can't honestly remember what there were a lot of shit was happening. And so people kind of like pressured the Vlogbrothers to speak on it. And Hank has one video where he's a huge asshole about it, which is really great. This is not this video. This video is a more interesting video about why people are wrong about everything. Oh, I have to turn the sound down. He will start with "Good morning, John," because remember, even though they don't communicate exclusively by video anymore, they still start the video with those sign-offs. "Good morning, Hank. It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Good morning,
Yeah,
John.
they do that
It's
same
Friday."
exact thing today.
Yeah,
If your name is John, though, he's talking exactly to you.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, yeah.
And also, this guy is like the king of TikTok, by the way. He crushes
Yeah.
it on TikTok.
Yeah, he's very. Yeah, I mean, Hank Green. Just follow him on wherever you follow, and Hank Green is what we wish Captain America could be in the mythos. Like, if you don't know what side's the right side to be on, Hank Green is on that side. Just follow Hank. It's almost always. I mean, I've never seen the man be wrong.
Good morning, John. Today, we plumb the depths of the marvelously complex human. But first, allow me to acknowledge that I am not a sociologist. I'm also a straight white man who doesn't have to worry about a lot of the hate that a lot of other people do have to worry about. But my goal with this video is I want people to understand, because I think understanding will lead to less hate and also less self-hate. For a lot of people, it's nice to imagine that humans are simple and that you can know a person's sex and then you will know all sorts of things about them deeply and clearly. And if you don't fit into this nice little box, people who do can get really confused and sometimes even angry. And if you yourself don't fit into one of these nice little boxes and you think that people should, then you end up hating yourself. And that's probably even worse. I think the best and maybe only way to solve this problem is for people to understand that there are no nice shiny boxes. Or if there are shiny boxes, there are an infinite number of them, enough to put all of the people who currently exist, have ever existed, and will ever exist. So, together, let's understand. We're gonna start simple. What's going on down here, in between the legs? That is your sex, your biological sex, and it tends to be binary, though there are all sorts of conditions that result in intersex individuals. And as interesting and complicated as this is, the rest of it is much more complicated, so I'm just gonna move on from here, because we all kind of get what sex is. Now we move on up to the top, to the brain, which is the thing that decides what gender you identify with, whether you feel like a man or a woman or neither or both, because the fascinating thing is, as much as we try to label things, there is no way to label every point on an infinite continuum, and that's what we're dealing with here. So, to actually visualize how this works, I've created a graph for you. On the x-axis, we have gender, male to female, and on the y-axis, we have the intensity of the identification with that gender. I would be about here, because I identify as a man, though I recognize that there are some womany parts of me, but let's also put a hypothetical biological female on the graph that identifies very strongly as a man. Now that can be really uncomfortable, especially when there's a bunch of people in the world who insist on calling him a woman just because of the body that he happens to be very uncomfortable with, which is why sex does not determine the pronoun you should use. Gender does. Now, moving on to your heart, your metaphorical heart, of course. This is who you're attracted to. Men, women, all genders. Again, it's a spectrum, and that spectrum includes intensity, because there are people who don't feel strong sexual attraction at all. That's why asexual is a sexual orientation. A newer idea that I was happy to be exposed to yesterday on Tumblr is the idea of romantic orientation. These are the people that you want to have strong, intimate relationships with, but it sort of separates out the idea that sex has to be the goal or end point or like end all and be all of every intimate relationship. Now that we've dealt with how we feel, let's deal with what happens when other people actually get involved. That's sexual behavior, which is actually very different from sexual orientation. Now that might seem a little bit strange at first, but it's not. Consider, for example, a heterosexual priest. That priest's orientation is heterosexual, but because of his religion, his behavior is celibate. Here we're not talking about the preference, we're talking about the behavior. Now built on top of all of this are gender roles, which are built by societies, not by individuals. The obvious ones are masculine gender roles and feminine gender roles, but as all dichotomies are false dichotomies, this one is a spectrum too. Now that we've sort of gone over all of this, it's important to note that every single one of these categories is independent from each other. So a biological female can be a man who only has sex with women despite the fact that he's attracted to both men and women and kind of feels more comfortable in feminine gender roles. That may not be the most common combination of these factors, but it's certainly not weird. And another important point, many people move across these spectrums, sometimes from year to year, sometimes hour to hour. But what's really important is that we trust ourselves, and we understand ourselves, and we love and respect ourselves, and we grant that same understanding and respect to the people around us. Because when the world becomes one of infinite continuums and those false dichotomies break down, and those 2 shiny boxes break apart into 7 billion shiny boxes, that's actually pretty beautiful. John, I'll see you on Tuesday.
Succinct.
That's so good.
So good. Now, of course, that was 2012, and I think ideas have progressed even further from there. But that video's aged very well, and it is still one of the videos I will drop on like family and friends of the Gen X or Boomer generations who are like, okay, we don't get it, but we want to. Where do we start? I'll drop them Hank Green because he's relatable and he answers things and it's pithy and it's like less than 4 minutes. It's very easy to ingest that. So you're right, Beardless. Biology is much more complicated, but you don't start there. People start at, whoa, they got a dick, so they got to be this. And this is where they got to start, right? You got to move them slowly. I think the Vlog Brothers are good for that. The Vlog Brothers have a lot of videos that over the years I have like gone and picked out of like the fucking Rolodex and been like, this is your first touch point to understand this very complex topic. And I mean, actually, Hank Green has a lot of, again, he's got another YouTube channel called like Hank's channel, literally Hank's channel, no space in it, where he goes into much more depth on this. The Vlog Brothers channel has a rule where a video has to be less than 4 minutes unless it's explicitly educational. And if they fail, even if it's a second over, there are cute punishments meted out by their community, which can be really arduous, like having to cover your face in peanut butter, which is funny. But if it sounds annoying, it is. And so they do not let their videos go any longer, and they respect that rule. So they're cute.
His presentation is very succinct and
Yeah.
just the editing is snappy too.
They are
get down to the basics. And
the Vlog Brothers are the OG for jump cuts. That's why everyone jump cuts now. I mean, I think they're not literally the first people to do it, but they're the reason everyone knows that jump cutting is a thing. Yeah, he doesn't take time to breathe unless it's a part of the statement that's important for you to feel. Otherwise, it's just like if he's breathing, they cut.
Yep.
Dang.
Yeah, I think I watched a video the other day that was like something like if you have a gap that's like not in a natural sentence between words, but like just between sentences that's like longer than like 0.3 seconds or something like that, they're like, cut it. Like, wow. But like that's exactly what the Vlog Brothers do, and kind of the thing they crushed early on.
That's interesting,
Beardless. Like a technical thing to. Wait, what was that?
Sorry, Michael. I didn't mean to step on your line there. Beardless was mentioning that they're within 1/1000th of a word per minute of each other. Like the brothers, of course, do have differences in presentation, and I think I won't show you this video now, but if you're familiar with Wheezy Waiter, who is sort of like Vlog Brother adjacent, he's more of a comedian than an activist kind of person. He used to be. I haven't seen Wheezy Waiter in many, many years, but at one point when the Vlog Brothers was it John went on a long hiatus because his one of his kids was born, and they brought in a whole bunch of other like Jenna Marbles did an episode, and It's Grace did an episode.
What happened to Jenna Marbles?
A lot.
We can a lot. Poor Jenna Marbles. We can talk about that maybe. That's a harder topic.
Jenna Marbles is OG. That's a hard topic.
Yeah, it's she's
is it? Oh,
yeah, okay. Unfortunately.
I just haven't seen a video from Jenna Marbles in a while, and I was like, oh, I haven't even thought of.
Yeah, she basically chose to stop because she had a crow to eat and she set it aside until it was too large, and she's like, you know what, I really fucked this up. I just can't do this anymore. And then she just walked away from YouTube.
Good for her.
Yeah, I mean, respect, but it's also hard because she's a really powerful voice in the community. Anyway, Wheezy Waiter did a video where he basically pretended to be John Green as best he could for a video, because like you're used to John Green, so I'll do that. And so the only video he's ever done this for, he did jump cuts and went down in tone at the end of everything right before his jump cut, because of what John Green just does that unconsciously. So it's pretty funny, pretty funny stuff sometimes. Good talk. I did it. We got through the video.
Beardless. I'm so glad you brought up Lindsay Ellis. Lindsay Ellis. I love
God,
Lindsay Ellis, even though she's not doing stuff anymore.
Wait, what do you mean not doing stuff anymore?
Lindsay Ellis?
Yeah.
I thought she stopped.
No. Did she? No.
Yeah.
11 months ago.
Oh my God.
She
really?
was. I will say, I am a known proponent. I very much think that cancel culture, 99.99999% of the time, is just shitheads getting their comeuppance. Lindsay Ellis was unjustly canceled because she compared Raya the Last Dragon to Avatar the Last Airbender.
That's a weird thing for people.
And people called it racist because it's like an Asian story or something like that. but like it is the one time and the only one I can think of where someone was absolutely canceled for completely unjust cause. She is nothing but like she is a person that is on the right side of opinion. Smart. I loved every one of her videos. Fucking love Lindsay Ellis.
Yeah.
Unjustly canceled. The thing that happened, the thing that made it worse, she made a comment about Ryan the Last Dragon, comparing it to Avatar the Last Airbender, that started getting a lot of hate. And she made a sentence, someone read into a single sentence in a single Twitter post. And this one thing started getting hate. And she was like, well, what she meant to say, like, if you look closely, I guess I can kind of see what you're saying. But what she said was, like, if you squint, I can see what you're saying. But of course, Raya the Last Dragon is about, Chinese, or I never saw the movie.
Oh, so they misinterpreted the word squint to be.
Not misinterpreted. They actively misinterpreted it on purpose in order to cancel somebody.
I see.
Misrepresented.
They misrepresented her, and she got canceled. I believe that last one about Phantom of the Opera was like post canceling. She tried to do one and then felt like the heat was too much and then never did again. I don't know if she's active on a different channel now or if she's doing something somewhere else.
I see her pop up on Instagram.
It is a shame.
I mean, I see.
Yeah, I should probably follow her on Instagram.
She's on. I mean, it's a shame that IG is basically burning down right now. But yeah, that's. I had no idea. That sucks. I mean, so I have to be careful how I word this. I almost said I get it, but I mean I get it in terms of the fact that she's totally innocent, right? And she's always been on the right side. What I mean by I understand how this might have happened is that she's very often very aggressive against trolls and has been outspoken about that shit all the time. And she's also a white woman on the internet who has a lot to say, and she's very smart. And that's exactly the kind of target that shitty white guys go after. And so, like, it makes sense that she's like a big target that they would all like big pile on.
I don't think it was shitty white guys though. I think it was progressive Twitter that took her out of context and tore her down. From the stuff that she talked about in her video that she talked about, I don't even know if I see it on YouTube anymore. So maybe she got rid of it. But she was talking about it, and it seemed like the entirety of Twitter went against her. People she thought were her friends went against her. And it was like not for nothing. I'm so upset because she is so smart and her videos were so entertaining.
There's a lot of fandom people, which is not necessarily like progressive Twitter, who will just get up in arms on things for stupid reasons. Like I see that as a big Steven Universe fan. There are a lot of people who just decide to be real bad. The Ordo Malleus has sent us to aid you. And let me give you a little hint on the reason. Steven Universe also had a female creator.
How fearless it was.
Never living.
You've come in. We're having a heavy conversation about a YouTuber I didn't know is essentially checked out of content creation. But thank you so much for rating, and it's lovely to see you all. Hi, Fraggy. Fraggy was literally here yesterday on Visit Times, and we did. I played XCOM and she drew.
No, that sounds lovely.
Because Twitch is stupid, Sarah.
I was wondering why the shadow thing wasn't working.
I'm just going to, okay, so I tried to let the bot issue that command, I guess, and Twitch has just decided that my bot's not allowed to, even though it's a moderator, so I'm going to change it after stream. You can just use like the /shoutout. I'm going to change it back so Bang SO works.
Whoa, what the heck?
At some point, I'm certain that we're going to get API hooks for that, and I'll just have the bot still do it anyway.
Yeah.
But for now.
Wait, Never Living, tell me if you get a follow or an unfollow. Because it glitched. It says I'm now following, but I was following. But it was glitched, and it showed, it popped up when you get a shout out like that for someone you're not following. It gives you the heart to click. I got one that popped up, but it was the broken heart for unfollow.
Yeah. I've seen that.
And I was confused, and so I clicked it. I clicked it a bunch. So I don't know what happened. But it popped up as the broken heart, and that's not supposed to be what happens.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Same thing happened. Thank God. Thank God it wasn't just me. That was fucking weird. Because I've never seen it. I've only ever seen it pop up with people that I'm not following. Hey, listen, Grawb just followed. Well, I'm re-following you.
Oh, sick. It just doesn't work
I
at all
will
anymore.
You gotta
continue to
spice
get
it
your
up.
go
Refresh
lives.
it every now and again.
That's what I did with Grawb stream.
Yeah. That's what I did
No.
with Gabe's. With Gabe, remember I had that moment. Was it you or was it Cap? Was it Captain Crimp? I think it was you, Gabe, where I was like, I have a confession. I've been in your stream. I've raided you. I'm not following you, and I don't know how
You
this
did that.
happened.
I remember, like, you
There we
weren't following me during my like charity stream last year, but you raided into me for it, and it took you a while afterwards to follow.
I don't even know how that happened.
I don't mind. It's funny.
I knew you were gonna bring up folding ideas because
Yeah. He's Lindsay Ellis adjacent.
our YouTube is like the same YouTube.
Yeah.
Ladies.
So folding ideas is really incredible. He's done work with Lindsay Ellis. They literally work professionally together with a lot of projects, but the one that comes, I can't remember that asshole's name, Doug. The fucking nostalgia critic. And folding ideas did a really, any video. Another YouTuber I really like that I don't think we'll have time to chat about tonight, but she's amazing is Philosophy Tube. And she, Olivia, not Olivia, I'm so sorry. It'll come to me. But Ms. Thorne does videos on philosophy, making it modern and explaining it to us, right? She's really awesome. Abigail, thank you so much, Sarah. I was ADHD in the name. It's really frustrating. She's brilliant. She's really persuasive. She has really fun and evocative performances in her. She's really good. And on Twitter, on the heels of this video right here, where he tears, like I can't use the verb destroy because it's been so overused. It no longer means what it used to mean, but it definitively is. This is the only video that's ever destroyed anybody. It absolutely dismantles the fucking nostalgia critic and paints him out to be the no talent shitbag hack he is. And it was personal because he was really mean to Lindsay and other women that worked at the place he was at, and really abusive motherfucker. And so in response to this video, Abigail Thorne said on Twitter, "I fear the day Dan Olsen makes a video about me." Man, it's just if you've ever seen The Wall and know who this nostalgia critic asshole is, this is a great video. If you don't, there's a lot of other awesome stuff. I know I have linked In Search of a Flat Earth on my Discord at least once, where he talks about it. That's kind of a tough thing to watch in terms of, like, we were talking about heavy news kind of stuff. He digs into where a lot of the problems are coming from in a way I never thought from a place I didn't think it was coming from. Really fascinating video. The line goes up. I know I've talked about a lot. It talks about like the deep problems with NFTs and crypto, and like what happened in that space after its like humble beginnings is maybe a good idea. It's gone to really dark places, and Dan Olsen does. The video has done a lot of damage to the crypto community as a whole. Even people who are big fans of it have come out saying all they have to say in response is, "We wish you weren't so mean about it." Like literally, like there's just nothing else they can say about it because Dan is. He's
be so mean about our scam.
Basically that's exactly what they said. But the video is really great, and it's entertaining, and he's funny and super informative. So. And he has a video, at least one or two videos. I think they're on Lindsay Ellis's channel, where they talk about the film industry and their experiences doing different jobs and like people they knew and stuff. And it's just really fascinating to hear them talk about that stuff. So, if a good introduction to both of them would be, find the video, be Dan Olsen
and if you want to watch some phenomenal Lindsay Ellis content, it was brought up her the movie Cats review is hilarious, or her 4 or 5 part breakdown of the Hobbit trilogy. The newish
that was
movies.
Good. That was good.
Phenomenal.
Ellis's videos are all great. They all hold up, so it's okay to go watch, even though she's not doing stuff now. She'll probably come back at some point. Sometimes they need time off.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
fucking super entertaining videos.
Like that kind of directed shitty heat for a while. I could see why somebody wouldn't want to participate much in the internet for a hot minute.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just can't believe there hasn't been like a counter upswell of like this was the most ridiculous cancellation I've ever heard in my entire life.
I didn't know it had. I remember her talking about it, and I was thinking to myself, "There's no way this will pan out. She'll be fine." I didn't realize she wasn't fine. I guess I apparently lost the fucking memo. I'm shocked.
No matter what the source of it was, like there's a particular aggression, surprise, surprise, that happens against like women and femme people in these spaces. Like I still see, again, like I mentioned, Steven Universe. It isn't necessarily 1-to-1, but out of all the shows out there, that's the one that people come after and regularly post takes like, "Oh, I hated this show," even though it doesn't really make any particular sense. It was positively influential in a lot of ways. A lot of people liked it. People will still like come out of left field and just like knock it down a peg that it doesn't need to be knocked down, largely because it's a big queer thing that's made by a femme person. And I imagine that no doubt a lot of the flack that Lindsay Ellis receives, even if some of it started in a space of people trying to, you know, like look and see and be nice to different cultures, people definitely dogpile in on those sorts of things and be like, this is a time I can get righteously mad about a woman. And they go for that in particular, and it's fucking shitty.
Yep. It is not my favorite thing that Twitter has done. That's in YouTube, I guess, but it's not really. YouTube didn't do anything, but like I don't know if her YouTube comments got flooded with Twitter people or what happened.
I mean,
Fearless sounds like they know more than I do, but
I know enough. I feel like I know so many creators who just turn their comments off on YouTube because they're just not able to manage them. And
you have to be a certain size to get away with that, though. Like smaller creators don't have that luxury because if you don't have comments, you don't have engagement.
Yeah,
the video
that's true.
Doesn't get up and you're stuck at nothing.
Yeah.
And
it is a privilege to be able to do that.
Hi, Eddie. Yeah, and you're right. YouTube feels like sometimes they don't do anything. Right? They're not trying to like
they don't,
help or protect folks. They just like all they want is traffic, and shitty traffic is fine. Like they don't care. It needs work.
I mean, I feel like YouTube's gotten better over the years of stopping like the spiral that people have used to go down on YouTube to like far right ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot. I think. I don't know. I'm inclined to give YouTube a little credit because I don't think they're not trying. I think it's just how it is the place where people upload videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Billions and billions of hours. Like what
it is
do
a
you
lot
do?
to track. Yeah. I mean,
like how do you do it? It's amazing they can do anything.
To your credit,
but there's always more they could do, obviously, but I wouldn't say that they're not doing anything.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. They have made a habit of demonetizing people who have been really destructive in recent years. I've noticed that's really nice. I mean, Jordan Peterson and similar folks have found their videos cannot be monetized anymore because they're lying in them, and YouTube calls them on it and puts COVID fact check things under the videos, which I was really happy to see that. Like that was a stride I did not expect YouTube to take because I've been pretty pessimistic about YouTube's approach to stuff. So that's nice. That's nice.
Oh, is it time?
Yeah, I guess it is.
Time.
This is time for the last minute and a half where nothing interesting happens, so that we don't have pre-roll videos.
Nothing interesting happening here. We're
want-
so boring. I don't know why you're watching.
I'm just clicking the
us.
button. At
We
some
don't
point, it's going to shut us
do
up,
anything.
and you won't miss
It's
anything.
fun.
You won't miss anything at all. I promise. Nothing right now. This is really slow and steady, surreal descent into madness.
I do want to make a little ask in the break over here.
Sure.
And I know that like we don't necessarily have a whole lot of time left, but I kind of sandbagged my YouTube pick in the beginning because I didn't know how long these were going to take. I was wondering if I could go around twosies.
Yeah, of course you could. I was trying to get back to that.
Do
Yeah.
it.
Of course you can.
Thank you. Like, since I don't want to necessarily like we have an hour left, I don't know if we're going to get around to everyone another round, so I want to be
It's
sure.
okay.
No, I
I'm
mean,
vibing.
we have the ADHD times, and so people like infodumping can sometimes speak big. But I'll be honest with you, Gabe. When I first saw your videos, when you opened with that, I thought, shit, we should have closed with these. These look fantastic. I feel like this is a lot to follow up on. So I'm glad you have more to talk about. That'd be good.
Thank you. Since like I love Worthy a whole lot, I wanted to pay attention to the other ones because Worthy actually has more of a following. Like Michael knew the one video, so I like giving.
If I know
attention.
a video, then they must be too popular.
Well, I mean the spaces that I look at. I like giving exposure to people who are less exposed. So if I like put the most exposed one out there and that's the only one that got talked about, I'd feel a little bad for the other ones they wanted to mention.
Yeah.
If that makes any kind of sense. I'm also a huge hipster.
The wife has called me. I will run so fast.
Run so fast. You have 4
Run
seconds.
like the Quinned.
The Quinn.
Run like the Quinn. Okay, I'm going to do my absolute best right now to stall for Quinn's sake, okay?
Stall. Oh, look at them.
It's a little thing.
Look
Look
at
at
the
it walk.
tail. The tail is shaved, and so it has like a little dangly part. Oh, yes. Bah.
What the fuck?
Oh, I think I've seen this. Oh, I love all the heads.
When in doubt,
This is just...
we deploy Syriac on this channel because Syriac is truth. Syriac is truth.
Our perception is faulty. It is impossible for us to perceive the world as is, and this is a video simulation of what the world is actually like.
Thank you, Gaberaham. Thank you.
Of course.
Someone gets it.
Putting to work.
Is this how babies get made?
Yes, actually, yes,
Yes.
actually.
Oh, and then
This
they
is an
fly away on their headcopters, of course.
Like we all did when we were young.
This reminds me of my
You know-
younger years too.
If we all had headcopters when we were young, does that mean Rayman is just like a man-child?
Yes.
Interesting. New Rayman lore has just dropped. It's official on this channel.
Yep.
We are
All
now
you
the
Ray heads out there, pile in.
Join the Thades stream where we talk about canon Rayman lore.
Where else are you gonna get this hot content? Big steaming plates of content.
This hot content. This looks like a WarioWare minigame.
It ought to be, really.
I'd play it. Oh, the stop sign is evil.
The stop sign, that's what you gravitated towards in this entire shot. That's the thing you grabbed. That's
Yeah,
the evil
and I
thing.
like how you didn't even assume cat ears. It's just like devil horn.
The cat
it's
is just
the
like
red
glomming
thing.
on other cats right now.
The point of a stop sign is to call your attention.
What's the point of this video, Master Gaberaham?
Oh, the point of this video is it's really cool and it makes me happy.
It's a very bizarre thing, is it not?
Oh yeah, I mean it's not. This is just normal. Do you like not see cats like this all the time?
I mean, this is a normal cat, is it not?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's perfectly normal cat. It's just like when Thades goes into perfectly normal mode. This is the perfectly normal cat.
That's what I'm saying. You get it. Never Living, you no doubt are familiar with the work of Syriac, legendary artist.
It's Never Living's comment starts out with an "oh no," and so he definitely is.
I feel like we've all
Syriac,
learned something today.
the name Syriac just evoked something in my mind, and I think it's because it sounds kind of like celiac.
Yeah, that's
Like-
fair.
This is the video where Dan Olsen rips apart fucking Jamie Oliver, that crappy no talent
I
hack.
love this video. The
It's-
war on nugs.
It's so
I've
good.
heard tales.
It's so good. Dan Olsen, make a video about everyone that's bad.
I can't believe it's not like they didn't make a war on drugs pun with war on nugs. It's just the war on nuggets. It seems like such a missed opportunity to me.
God, they should totally do that. Remake the video and re-release it back when it was supposed to be released, way back.
Thank you. Get a time machine, go back in time, release the video with the pun that I thought of just now.
Yeah, and pay Michael a whole lot for that pun.
Yeah, and then pay me for all the same views that the video inevitably did get, but like now it's my credit.
They have that sweet YouTube money, hundreds of dollars.
Sweet
Hey,
YouTube money.
that video's got a few million views.
Which one's that?
That video paid out more than $100.
Yeah, I would say.
$200.
I mean, the video on the NFT video's got some crazy amount of views in it now. It's like really, oh, it's right here. We're almost, he went over 9.3 million views in this now.
I was told to watch that. I've never watched it because I've just been on the NFT is bad crew for a long time, and I don't necessarily feel like I need to, but it is inherently interesting.
It
is
arms
very
you.
interesting.
It arms you in a way you might need to be armed the next time the topic comes up. It's really interesting.
Yep.
Also, believing it's bad is accurate. It is, but the rabbit hole goes deeper than anyone knew. I'll say.
I mean, I always just assume that the rabbit hole on that is like the same rabbit hole that the crypto stuff goes down and that just a lot of weird similar spaces do. Like, it doesn't feel like a particularly unique entity. Am I wrong in thinking that this kind of like scam appears in different ways fairly regularly, and the thing that makes it particularly bad is just the large scale energy consumption that comes along with it?
There's a lot more to it. Yeah.
NFTs are a crazy. They're interlinked in some ways, but NFTs are fucking wild.
Yeah.
It's like money laundering.
Yep.
It's scam.
The only thing I liked about NFTs was the basic ideal concept of being able to let digital artists like make money off of like their own actual digital art without worrying about it being stolen.
It would
Which
have been.
they could kind of do, but they have to do it through other platforms. Like they can't just like sell it the way that artists do. But also art itself is kind of a money laundering scheme that we've just decided is more important because it's physical.
Right, physical art is also laundering. That's dangerous.
Yeah, I just feel like, the only people that aren't actually laundering money some of the time with physical art is the artists. and then it's just rich people. But NFTs instantly became the worst thing.
It's so hard because like I always try to avoid this topic. So, it's hard for some folks, but like the nugget there is so good, right? It's so appealing. Like here, we're going to present this idea where we are going to have a certified thing that's decentralized, meaning that everyone knows it is what it is because it can't be anything else because math. That's the pitch, and it will help you know that you're the one that made this art. And it never did that in the first place. There was never a cryptographic relationship between anything in the NFT and whatever art piece it was. It was just like a URL or a label or something. And so you still need a centralized authority to identify what the thing is. Like it's just which never existed. Yep. And so like it very quickly, the reason it devolved so fast into like, people claiming to own art they didn't own or selling like memes they didn't own and making shit tons of money on and like speculative investors and like tricking people is because it had no nucleus of good to it other than the idea. And so it would be we do need some way of helping people control their art. I'm not convinced
that the initial idea was actually, I think it was pitched as that, but I think the people that started it, I don't think NFTs were ever gonna be a good thing.
No,
because you needed just like at least in fine art, you have people that can like look at the art and tell you if it's art made by the artist or by someone else. There is nothing like that by design in NFTs. I don't think it was ever going to work, but I liked in concept the idea of helping creators create and make a living off of it. Because I like that for everyone.
Yeah.
I think my favorite like story of how much NFTs are a scam comes from a content creator who I love dearly and who you should all be paying attention to, TheGrawb, which was when he ran that one like charity marathon and the whole thing was minting an NFT at the end of it of like a drawing that he made. And didn't it immediately get stolen as soon as you minted it before you could give it to the person who won it?
No, it wasn't stolen. So the way the cheapest, it was a joke, and it was like the cheapest NFT platform out there. So like it didn't really even like do the whole thing that NFTs do.
Which one?
It was just like a knockoff thing that I spent $5 on to be like, LOL, here's a joke NFT. But the way this worked, it had to automatically, you uploaded it, and the whole thing was it goes onto a marketplace. So I spent $5 to do it, and then spent another $5 to buy it. but it was on auction for 30 days. I made $40, like 40 or like 30 something dollars off of this NFT because someone bought it because I titled it "Art from Noted Streamer," and that's where and then it was supposed to say, you know, my last Twitch name, but it went to ... on the website after that. So someone just bought it. I couldn't even give it. I couldn't even give it to the person that won, and I wasn't gonna mint another one because fuck that. Oh, it's a it was so stupid.
It makes me really sad too. Gaberaham, this is why you should watch that video, because you would also be sad for the idiot that bought that in this moment, just realizing like what would motivate a person to do that. Dan Olson explains.
Ponzi scheme.
Oh, it's fucking funny.
It is a complicated social pressure, weird, fucked up psych experiment, and it's taking advantage of a lot of white guys between like 25 and they're like mid 40s essentially, and it is the penultimate problem that comes from the American dream, I think. That's just the tip of the fucking iceberg, but yeah, it goes deep. This thing I'm scrolling on here is very different. This is QuayLag. She goes by a different name on Twitch. It's like Xingyu or something. She does Dark Souls videos where she and she does FromSoft game videos. She is a goddamn fucking genius. If you watch VodiVidya or I can't even think of their names. ADHD gets me. There are a number of really big streamers who talk about FromSoft lore. All of them tap this woman's stuff. They talk with her, they work with her. I mean, it turns out there's like a Discord that these creators are all on. And if you want to know what the source of some of the most ingenious fucking put togethers are, this woman has essentially figured out what Miyazaki actually likes in terms of his choices on art and art history and reading and movies. And it's crazy the amount of shit this woman can draw parallels to and the human lexicon. And some of these videos, I wish I could find the one that really, but she has, it's so important that she gets this information to you that she will click record and put her face next to the microphone on her laptop while she's getting ready for school. And so like the camera is just all over the goddamn place with like a third of her face. So you can hear her voice while she's rambling at you. This really deeply fascinating shit. She's really fun. And she's definitely like neurodivergent like us. I don't think she knows. If she does, she doesn't disclose it. I mean, there are people who don't get it yet.
They
right?
rarely do.
It is a thing. But she's really remarkable. She's really great. She's really great. She's got a lot of recent stuff. I haven't seen this one in Millennia yet here, but like just so much. I don't even know how to say. I can't summarize her. I'm rambling, which is kind of her. But when she rambles, she has like a lot of context. She has a lot of meat in her words there. It's good. It's good. YouTube good. Watch QuayLag.
YouTube good.
YouTube good.
She's way better than Syriac. Like hilariously better than Syriac. Yeah, Sarah Face. Oh, she's so good.
Better than Syriac. Better than Syriac. That is a bold statement.
I am full of those tonight. Gaberaham, you wanted to take another turn.
Yes, I wanted another turnsy because I like Sandbag. My first pick was Worthy Kids because really cool, already like well loved and recognized. Oh, yeah. So why don't I jump in? There's two other ones I wanted to talk about. I'll talk about the first one briefly, who is Vewn, VEWN. And their content has a lot of heavy things. I don't know if I would necessarily click through every video, but her artwork is amazing. Her videos, I think like just going through like Ketopolis might be pretty fine. It's fairly like dark and moody, so you would need the right kind of a mood for this. But her art, the perspective in her drawings, the colors are amazing, and the stories that she tells with the animation are very like deeply kind of sad and evocative, going through topics of mental health, of depression, of just very like heavier things too, heavier topics, heavy content warning for some of the videos. They can go into some pretty emotionally messed up places, but they explore them in a very human way, and the animation manages to just merge this sort of casual notion of reality with this sort of casual violence of the society that we sort of live in. Some more towards humorous ends, some more towards just regular kind of feelings and vibes, some towards extremities. Heavy content warning on Twins in Paradise. That one might be my favorite. That's one that I wouldn't scroll through because it goes into some pretty dark places in terms of exploring just the ways that like pressures, parental pressures, and pressures from people around you can push you just to the brink in a world where we don't need that. So I love this creator's work. It's absolutely beautiful. Be in the right mood if you're going to watch it, but I wholeheartedly recommend Vyun's work. She is just amazing. And Vyun and Worthy Kids both kind of lead into my favorite indie animator who I really want to talk about, Jonni Phillips, Johnny Phillips. And Johnny Phillips, this is sort of an indulgent thing. I don't know if it will strike people the same way that her work strikes me, but she has this sort of, I don't know, it's somewhere between absurdist, humorous, and deeply human style. Some things that she has are just kind of more goofy and comedic. She does proportions that are just all over the place on purpose. Her expressions are very like goofy and amazing and just pushed to a different kind of brink. It's just amazingly beautiful. This is just a compilation of shorts that she did for Studio A on TikTok, which were all pretty fun. But my favorite thing that she put out, she has like a few bigger things. And one of them, there's a trailer for. The actual video was on YouTube, but has been taken off because, for the moment, because it's being aired in festivals, which is Barbara Westchester, which is a full-length, hour-and-a-half indie film. You can see it on her Patreon at the moment, and once the festival circuit's over, it'll be back on YouTube for completely free. It is a movie that is an hour-and-a-half long, entirely done by Jonni Phillips and a few just animator friends, a few guests, and Dylan Cantor, who does the music, who's absolutely amazing. It is a story about this non-binary character named Barbara Westchester, who grows up in a strange, like, abusive cult of a family, and whose only escape is watching, like, videos of space and learning about it. And they end up getting sent out of the town because the mayor is kind of scheming something and they don't want them learning about it. And they get a job at NASA, where they learn that space is fake, and they have to pick up the pieces of their reality as they discover that the things that they really put so much stock in aren't the things that are going to prop them up for the rest of their life. And it's a beautiful movie. It's absolutely goofy. It's weird. It can be a little bit hard to approach in some ways, and it can be a little bit hard to dissect. But what I really love about it is that the characters within it are imperfect. Nothing happens really perfectly. There's a time when Barbara's going through the depression of these sorts of events, and a bunch of characters try to give them advice. And their advice just feels deeply human because it's not them giving the perfect sort of pep talk or moral. They say something that's relevant to their life, which isn't necessarily fully relevant to what's going on, or even at all sometimes. And it's all good-hearted, but it's all imperfect. And they're all just kind of dealing with their own stuff. Everyone is imperfect. No one can fully help each other, but they try their best, and through that, they kind of survive. And it's an amazing hour-and-a-half long movie that you could watch for like $5 on Patreon, or you could wait and just watch it for free on here. The other feature-length thing that she did, a little bit shorter, is the final, or the last exit of the Disciples of Essentia. I think it's the last and not the final. It could be one of the two. But it's a bit shorter. It's 40 minutes. The final exit of the Disciples of Essentia, which has this beautiful, unique style, just using this staggered, how do you put it? When you do animation by cell, you have a camera going over photos, and Johnny uses several different layers of these things to create a parallaxing between the images, and you have this sort of papercraft animation on top of it. And she uses it to tell this sort of amazing story that is an empathetic view into a bunch of characters who are in a UFO cult, and exploring just the ways that people sort of got pushed into it, their own sorts of personal journeys, and what happens when it turns out that everything they put their stock in is actually true, but their lives are still the same regardless. And it is just another deeply fascinating character study in these people in this extreme and bizarre situation, just trying to live life, just trying to sort of support each other and themselves in a world that's kind of pushed them into this weird little niche cult. and it's beautiful. It is a unique thing to watch. You will not find anything else like it. It's free. It's a free 40-minute long cartoon movie, which was the student, like, her final film, like her thesis at the animation school that she went to. It's amazing. So that's just
yeah.
me gushing a little bit about Johnny Phillips.
It's awesome. I really like the art. It's so fascinating. It's interesting to me.
I'm glad
Reminds
you enjoy.
It reminds me a little bit of Don Hertzfeldt. Of course, you know Don Hertzfeldt, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Don Hertzfeldt also has a YouTube where you can find a lot of cool, fairly like meaty animated features. Don Hertzfeldt, for those who don't remember, did Rejected Cartoons, which is where a lot of early internet memes came from.
Yeah.
Like my spoon is too big.
My spoon is too big.
Academy Award winning or Academy Award nominated short animated film, Rejected.
I am a banana.
I still think one of the most perfect just visual jokes is in Rejected when there's that guy standing there and there's a sign that says yield, and then a UFO comes down and plucks the guy's eyes out and then flies away, and then the guy just like waits for a second and then walks forward and runs into the yield sign. I think it's
a very
so
real
funny.
dong when he hits it too. Like it's like very it's
so
very visceral.
Good.
My favorite thing from everything in that fucking short is so brilliant. But like when the world starts to disintegrate, there's one like it's got to be like I don't know, maybe 20 frames. It's very short, a very quick clip of one character screaming, like a drawn stick man screaming, and the other one is hitting the page that seems to be somehow between them. It is such a fascinating choice for a drawn animation. Like I mean, it was like really fourth wall bendy at that point because the paper was crumpling and shit, but it was just so good.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about it's great.
The physicality of that is just so good. It's experimental. It's bold. It's amazing.
Yeah. Don Hertzfeldt, everybody. I've already played Rejected on this channel. I think last year I made everyone watch it, so I want to do it again. I promise.
It is very good.
There's like a whole world of cool indie animation projects. This is sort of the field that I like, and the reason, like I mentioned, Worthy and Vune go into this. In Barber Westchester, they both have guest animation spots, and in this one, I believe Vune has a guest animation spot in a flashback for one of the characters.
Oh, neat.
So you find like sometimes people in these circles end up contributing to each other and collaborating, and you have just these cool, unique things as a result. There's a lot of cool things happening in indie animation. This stuff is my favorite. Other like examples of it, people know like Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss.
Oh my god,
That's
yes.
all indie animation. Zerul, Zereul, just released their own personal pilot for, I think Monkey Wrench is what it's called. Zereul.
Zereul.
That's not it.
Did I spell it wrong?
No
right?
E at the end?
No E at the end. Maybe it's you. I am. Wow.
Stick figure
Maybe
obstacle
I'm
course. This is
spelling
animated.
wrong. Just look up.
You're
Monkey
thinking of
Wrench.
Ja Rule?
Oh, that guy.
Ja Rule.
Thinking about Ja.
It's gonna give the Foo Fighters song. Animation. Yeah, there it is. Zeurel. That's it. That's a full-on 30-minute long like pilot for just an animated feature of his design. He's working on more of it. Really cool animation, just a fun sort of inspired by that sort of Ren and Stimpy-ish era, but also Cowboy Bebop. Little goofy adventure. There's so many amazing indie animators out there, and there's just been so much shit with Netflix destroying its animation and gutting it, HBO Max destroying its animation and gutting it. What is it? Warner Brothers just buying things up and destroying all the animation within. And in those sorts of spaces in general, you always have executives and people that these things are running by. The Owl House got canceled because some old executive was homophobic. You have like bits like that where people have to fight to get any kind of representation and any kind of content through the old fogies who don't want to understand and really just want these creators to feel pain. In the world of indie animation, it's not the perfect solution because the infrastructure needed for animation is such that you do need large-scale collaboration most of the time. It takes a lot out of people to make things like this, things that look this good that they can just kind of release for free. I believe this one had a Kickstarter. Hell of a Boss had a Kickstarter.
Oh, I love Hello
Um,
Boss. We're getting more of it, right?
Yeah, we are, I believe. I think they were looking for animators recently on some of their stuff too, so they're definitely working more. It's not the most sustainable thing, but you can get a lot more raw artistic expression when you find YouTube animation, and that's what I love from YouTube. Sorry, I monologue basically.
Master Gaberaham, are you suggesting that big business is actually not good for art?
I know it's a wild notion.
Yeah.
Mind blown. Wow.
Crazy.
But also, definitely watch Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel. They're so phenomenal. Also, I'm a little upset, Gabe. I think we were talking about it. I'm a little upset about being Puppy Cat animation to YouTube to Netflix. I'm really upset about it. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna continue watching it because of it now.
Yeah, Netflix has been really shitty to all their animation people lately.
Yeah.
There's things that are targeted towards adults, and some of the movies that they bought have been fine. I was scared for a minute because Nimona was a thing where Nimona's done by Noel Stevenson, who was in charge of the recent She-Ra adaptation that everyone really loved and was super queer and great. Nimona was the first webcomic that they made, and it was going to get a cool Blue Sky adaptation, and Blue Sky folded like literally a month before its completion, and it never got released, and Netflix bought up the rights, and it's going to be finished off. And that one is safe, but a lot of just originals that they bought in. One of my friends was working on a original from Lauren Faust that they canceled, which was really cool. I got to see a lot of the material for it that will never be released, but it just, I don't know. Everyone hates animation suddenly.
Lauren Faust being, I'm pretty sure Gabe, correct me if I'm wrong, but like My Little Pony and
Yes.
Foster's Home and that's what, yeah. I deeply
Specifically,
love
the
both
Friendship
those.
is Magic
Thank you for
one.
your list.
There's a lot of iterations of My Little Pony, but you mean the Friendship is Magic one, right? The one that was like
Oh
really
yeah, that one.
huge
Yeah, the friendship is
Gen
magic
4
is
is
the only
called.
one. Yeah, Gen 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that reminds me of a fucking YouTuber. Hang on, I gotta go over her name.
And thank you for your list.
Jenny Nicholson. I believe I almost forgot about
Yes,
this.
Jenny
human.
Nicholson.
Hey!
Jenny Nicholson does a really amazing video on BronyCon.
Yes.
And if you have no interest in
I love Jenny
BronyCon,
Nicholson.
if you have no interest in My Little Pony, if you don't know who Jenny Nicholson is, I really cannot recommend you watch this video enough. It is really entertaining. It's really interesting. Jenny's really smart. She has a lot of other content too, but again, start with this video. It's really good. Take it in chunks. It's a really chill, interesting deep dive into a thing that I had no interest in, and I watched because I liked Jenny Nicholson. It was worth it. It's good. She's good.
Another YouTuber that just reminded me of. It's been filling the Lindsay Ellis void in my life. Maggie May Fish.
Who's that?
Maggie Mayfish. There it is. Just another person that does similar stuff, breakdowns of pop culture stuff. She is awesome.
Oh
Very,
my
very
gosh.
smart. Very funny.
Oh my
a lot
gosh.
of interesting. I know it's so good.
These videos are like, I mean, just the titles alone. I'm excited. Thank you.
Yes.
This is good. Oh God.
The Maggie Mayfish is very good and not a small YouTuber. 167,000 subscribers.
Sure.
I think criminally undersubscribed. I think she should be a lot bigger. I
Subscribe to Maggie
really
Mayfish.
enjoy Maggie Mayfish. So good. I love people taking pop culture and breaking it down intellectually and like into its core components, and she does a great job of it.
That's a great
Very,
genre of
very
content.
good. Doesn't put out as many videos as I wish she would. Obviously, I would wish it would be a video every day, but like, you get one every few weeks, and they're always good. Always very, very good.
You're always
It's
very,
good
very
that
good.
People aren't burning themselves out on that and can pace themselves with videos.
Oh yeah. Well, especially like the kinds of videos that some of these people are doing that are there's so much editing and so much like just thought and script writing and research that has to go into it.
Oh, that's where they go wrong. Just record the thing on Twitch and then just cut the beginning and end off a little bit and put stingers, and then you're done. Upload to YouTube. Problem solved. Editing's for chumps.
Easy.
All done.
It's so simple.
It's so simple.
So simple.
Easy. Speaking of easy, I'm going to click this button, and it's going to run some really shitty ads. None of you should be at your keyboard when these ads are happening, because nothing interesting will happen behind the ad. Probably. So, and go get water. Stretch your knee balls. Maybe rest your eyes for a second.
But yeah, knee balls. I hate that, but that's not wrong.
That's not wrong. We'll be back in a minute and 30 seconds.
It's your balls.
Hi, Munu. Bye, Munu.
Moon.
I mean, we're still here, and Munu subscribes, so Munu can hear us.
Moon, hi.
So, Munu, how are you?
How are you?
Do not get
How are you
monster
feeling?
in. No more
Are
monster.
you full moon today?
It's 10:40 at night. No monsters
Half
allowed.
moon, waning, waxing.
You can have a monster whenever you want.
No, monster's really not that great. It's like it's super sugary and a lot of caffeine. Don't have that at 10:30.
I have a new energy drink that I'm drinking.
Oh, tell me.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good, and it's actually like not bad for you. I did so much research. It's called Celsius.
You know, I have to admit,
5 ingredients.
I'm gonna look it up. But so I was really hoping, Michael, you were about to say water. I was really hoping that was coming.
Water!
Because you were
I
like,
was waiting for it too.
you were like loading the fucking gun up.
Energy drinks. I'm huge in energy drinks. I can't stop energy drinks.
Water's got 3 ingredients.
I know. I'm really
H, and
bad
O.
about the energy.
Celsius is a temperature scale. Oh, busted. You're right. I've just been drinking British temperatures this whole time.
Cracking open British thermometers.
This looks delicious though, and I think I've seen it, Grawb.
Accelerates metabolism,
it's actually good.
Burns fat.
I can get it on DoorDash?
I have
Hold on.
doubts. I have doubts.
Wait.
It's good. It has like hardly like the one thing that I thought was true about the rain energy drinks I was drinking, which was not true, is actually true about Celsius. They're good. It's good ingredients. It's a good amount of caffeine. And I get the peach mango green tea.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. Because I don't typically like they have a couple flavors that are uncarbonated, which I prefer. But they also have a lot of flavors that are bubbly.
I mean,
which are also very good.
They're doubling.
Not as sweet. Like it will taste.
They look good though.
They're doubling down on those lies, Beardless.
Like fruits and vegetables. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't taste overly sweet. It does not taste like a soda. And for some people, you're expecting it to be that super sweet flavor. It is not that. If that's what you want, this is not it. Papa Grawb, baby. I'll be the new Papa John's.
Ginger root. Wonderful spicy flavor, known to help support the process of thermogenesis. Okay, PubMed. There were no effects of ginger. Yeah. Okay, next one. Like, that's...
Yeah, I'm not saying they're not going to over-advertise some of the shit.
If it tastes good, it tastes good.
The worst thing about their ingredients is that it doesn't do anything. That's better than 99% of energy drinks.
That's really damning.
I will not say... it is damning.
It is damning.
I will not say that this drink is the healthiest thing ever and it's going to do everything it says it's going to do on the can. What I will say, it is by far, from what I've seen, the healthiest energy drink out there.
I mean, ultimately,
I can't really do coffee as much because it hurts my
grab
tummy.
A Celsius.
Yeah, there's nothing in here that's going to hurt you, it looks like.
This is the drink of the future because it contains chromium, and as a SpongeBob fans all know, in the future, everything is chrome.
Well, and I remember hearing about it. I have a friend that works at Amazon because I grew up in the Seattle area. I know a lot of people that work at Amazon. And he wanted to do like a venture thing. Amazon's always asking their employees to like, hey, if you come up with a business idea, like we'll put money behind it and go try it. Because that's just what they do, which is, you know, kind of scary, but like it gives people chances to take some chances.
Sure.
And he wanted to do like powdered like energy drinks that are like healthy for you. So it's just like flavor and caffeine in powder form, so you can add it to water, which people have been doing, but no one does it like without a bunch of sugar and stuff. And he was like, I'm gonna do this. And they started doing it. They had the whole thing mocked up. They were getting ready to do it. And then Celsius came out. And then they were like, well, they're doing it, but they're not. It's in a can, which is more expensive. And people like that more. And other than that, it's like exactly what we were going to put out. So Amazon scrapped it. And I remember that having that conversation with months ago. And I was looking for a new energy drink. I was like, oh, yeah, I remember this. My friend, like, didn't lose a job, but, like lost a lot of time and work because a healthy energy drink came out, and then I had to look up what it was called again, and I found it, and it's quite good. I like it. It's not too sweet. It literally just tastes like unsweetened green tea. At least the flavor that I get.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm actually trying.
Tea extract. And
Also,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was gonna say on the like coffee versus energy drink, I will say I also am a big coffee and tea drinker, and I will do that. But I've noticed energy drinks do give me more energy because it's a more punch. I will get sleepy from coffee times because I have ADHD.
Yep.
Whereas I need kind of more of that. If I need to stay up in the day, like it's no option. I gotta do something. I need like a little bit more of a punch.
If I do coffee, I have to drink so much more of it. My stomach, I'm shitting so much throughout the day. Like that's what I need. Energy drinks are like the way I get my caffeine. And so now that I've actually found one where I actually did a little research and it's not gonna like actively like try to kill me, I'm very, very happy.
Yeah, I don't want to poop
Again,
on your
I'm not
there.
buying into the whole like
as long as,
medicine
that's
stuff
fair.
that a lot of shit they put on the can. But if the biggest knock against them is like they're making claims that aren't true about the health benefits, but like the negatives aren't there, I don't care. If it could just be water and caffeine, I would drink it.
That's tea.
Yeah, but tea has so little caffeine.
Put more in it.
Yeah.
Put more caffeine.
A 10-minute steep on Irish breakfast is gonna kick the shit on any of these goddamn drinks.
Oh,
friend.
you know what? Jack's
You just
right
let
on that
it oversteep
that's the one thing.
and shotgun it.
Why they call it breakfast.
Yeah, shotgun
English
it.
breakfast
Yeah, get
tea
that oolong
will
in there.
knock
Yeah,
your socks
English
off.
breakfast. They tell you to steep it 3 to 5 minutes, but you're already drinking Monster. Pull the fucking restrictor plate off. Just go ahead, let it go 10 minutes, and then shotgun that shit. I once
bitter, though.
accidentally, when I was trying to figure out how to make chai that would have flavor, I didn't realize you just add more spices. I thought, how do I get the flavor out of this fucking tea? I was very new at it. Sarah, you're gonna get a good laugh out of this. Probably everyone is. I read that you boil it. Boil it. Really boil the tea. How long? And I kept looking and looking. And finally, I found some fucking recipe that said boil it for 10 minutes. I'm like, that sounds extreme, but I'll try it. You'll never guess what happens when you boil black tea for 10 minutes at a boil the whole time.
Heck.
And then you drink that shit. You know what happens? You have the fucking shakes and you're up for a long goddamn time. So if you want more cost-effective caffeine intake that's just water and caffeine, look no further than your dad's idiocy. Just go ahead and boil that tea. Boil it.
That sounds ridiculous.
But
I know
That sounds wild.
if you make the tea the way you're like human beings usually make tea, it's got like half the caffeine content as like a Monster Energy.
yeah, for
Which
sure.
has about half the caffeine content that I want in an energy drink because I'm addicted to caffeine. And I need one big hit in the morning, otherwise I'm fucked.
I want to try and help you. Bodybuilders have this. Bodybuilders are the weirdest place to get this information, but it's true. They treat caffeine like a supplement because it helps them get more lifts in. And in order to reset a caffeine addiction, you only need about 5 or 7 days. You cut cold turkey for a week, and then you'll basically, your body forgets how caffeine works, and small amounts will work with dramatically bigger hits. And you don't have to go the whole time. If you take off just 4 or 5 days, it will still ramp down the half-life, right? And so you'll be able to get maybe more of a punch out of it. So take a weekend off and see if that helps. If it doesn't, try to tough it out. They might help.
Yeah, but then I get a headache and I'm uncomfortable.
I know.
for,
You
like,
drink
2
the water. Take the
days, and I don't
ibuprofen times.
wanna.
Play a video game. I'm trying to help you, Michael. That's fine. You already have a
I
solution.
know.
But I just like, once your
But I
energy
like-
drinks cost money. If you like it, you like it. It's fine. I mean, if they taste good, I have no.
You can buy. I bought this one by the case, so it cost me $1.50 a can, which is not bad.
Yeah. I mean,
But it's more expensive than tea.
I
Or
spend a lot of
just
money
not
on
having-
tea.
It's more expensive than not drinking anything for caffeine.
I spend a lot of money on tea and Monster.
Mm-hmm. Rabbit hole. When are we doing
T is a rabbit hole.
A tea rabbit hole?
Oh,
We
I
could do a
got
tea
that
info
one.
dump. Sarah, would you ever want to be on the show with us and talk about tea for like 3 hours?
Sarah,
We can talk about that.
Oh, I'll
want
dump.
to hear
I'll
your
info
tea
dump on
opinion.
T.
Call poor Sarah out here.
Tea
Just
takes.
saying.
Tea takes.
Yeah. I used to know a lot about tea because I worked at a fancy cafe where we sold a lot of like fancy tea. But Sarah's knowledge of tea blows my knowledge of tea out of the fucking water.
It's fast.
My knowledge of tea is all just a fraction of Sarah's knowledge of tea because Sarah's the one who indoctrinated me.
And indoctrinated.
No, we made it almost the
Okay.
entire stream, Gaberaham. Almost
build
the,
up.
no,
I
judges,
thought it was gonna be
no.
a normal human sentence.
This is the power of the first.
So good.
I was the first in chat today.
Pun of the night goes to the 49th chatter, Gaberaham Lincoln.
So bad of you for being 49.
Immediately jumped to like mid double digits.
That is the power you have.
You joined in like an hour late, Sarah.
Spicy.
It's gonna be fine.
Reverb ASMR.
Was that loud? I'm sorry. The mix is all messed up because I used the different picture last night.
It's crazy louder.
No, I love it. I'm having a time.
Protect me again, Sarah. No.
I'm being redacted. Well, that's all the time we have. Wait, where's the button? I can do the button thing. It's fine. No one has to know.
Yeah.
We're still here though. We're gonna like raid Michael and stuff and do it all backwards. Wait, here's the music.
Do you expect that zoom out?
I wasn't quite the echo. It's a good zoom for the echo for sure.
Yeah.
I am streaming. Should I go live now?
Yeah,
I hear the music.
that's the music.
I'm doing it. I've done it. I've done it.
This music is Quasar. It was one of the first songs I heard when Harris Heller dropped Stream Beats, and I thought this is it. And this is the first song I used for my stream. The first one.
Good old stream beats.
Nothing beats stream beats.
Hey, Inu was first in my chat. That's sick.
Hey, you know, first in Grawb's chat.
That's so cool.
I'm proud of you.
I'm so happy for you, Inu.
We're living in a society.
Stick around for the raid, everybody. We're going to go to a pun-free zone where Gaberaham is always the third chatter, and Michael's going to keep you entertained the whole night times. You're going to love it.
I'm doing this because Twitch does wild things, and if you get left on raids, I'm looking at our wonderful moon. If you get left on raids, boot up the thingy.
Boot up the thing. What?
Wait, did the chat not work?
What's happening on my stream?
No.
We're already doing a stream racer.
Oh wait, no, it didn't.
Whenever I key in a raid, it automatically shouts the streamer out anyway. But
Oh, whoops.
I'm that guy. Everything's automatic.
Okay,
Oh, we can see stream
I know,
racers in
Maria, I
Grawb's
was
camera.
thinking
That's
of you.
amazing.
Stream racers.
We gotta go get stream racers. Click on the link. Don't wait for the raid. Go. We're right there. Everyone go. Let's go. We're zooming out. Okay,
Stream
bye.
racer time. Wait,
Okay,
go.
bye. Go to stream racers. Okay, bye.
No, I'm hanging up the call.